Face Cam Cody here to kick off this episode of MyGM because I wanted to make one quick note before we hop into the action. On Wednesday, April 9th, they dropped a new update for WWE 2K25, and part of that update affected MyGM mode. However, this episode was recorded late night on March 8th, the night before the update. So that update is not impacted into this episode. The first episode with the update impacting our save will be the Bash in Berlin episode, which will be the episode following this one. But I just wanted to call this out on the front end in case you're wondering why the biggest part of this update for our save. Cheek in Canada, they now have mid-card belts in the women's division. Cheek has the North American Women's Championship. Canada has the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And then they will have a decrease in the popularity their champions gain because they will now have the ability to put an extra title on somebody. They will now have the ability to have title matches more often, just with having more belts to lift their card quality, whereas ECW will still be without any women's titles. And for WCW, we'll have the women's champion and women's tag champions, but no mid-card title there to speak of. That all will hit in the Bash Berlin episode, but if you're wondering why none of that hits in this episode, it was because we recorded it right before the update went live. But sit back and hope you enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a big episode here because we got the go-home shows going into Bash in Berlin. But pre-Bash, we've got Cheek.
Ready to bash in Berlin.
We also got Canada.
Yes, sir. Also ready to bash in Berlin.
But they don't get a bash just yet because that's next episode. We got a pre-Bash here tonight, and we're starting with Cheek in NXT 2.0.
Let's go, dude. All right, so this is pretty good. The least popular specialist is in a match. That's cake work. Just give me the contract negotiation. So that's amazing. I needed that. Because as you can see here, 3 contract expiring just on this page alone, and then that thing has a contract that's expiring. So we have a lot of work to do in this go home to the go home show. But as you can see at the top of the screen, Cheeky has a little money to play with for the first time in a long time. And it's because Asuka told me to go kick rocks. So unfortunately, we are down one of our biggest superstars, but nonetheless, the show does go on. So I'm going to take a quick look at the power cards. Oh my goodness, 2 get schools?
Ooh,
Yes, please. I don't care that they're the lowest amount possible.
It's only 10 grand. That's like...
Dude, I know. Just put them in my wallet.
Piece.
Go home and get schooled. We can end up raising your ring XP. All right. Yeah, we'll work on it.
Oh, I liked it.
I think it's good enough. It might get copyright claimed. They're going to be like, wait a second.
That'd be hilarious.
And
All
it
right.
just comes in. Like, hey, assholes.
No, Hinder 2025 reference? Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so Triton, yes, sir.
Boom.
Closing in
And
on level
then-
10.
Dude, I know.
Oh,
Damn it! You guys are going to have to stick around for next week if you want to see somebody raised by 5 ring XP.
Smart play for the watch time.
Dude. A slut for the watch time. All right. So as we can see here, one of the biggest feuds probably in CodyVerse history is going down, and you are a part of it. Braun Breaker and Triton.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
It's save it. This is go home to the go home show.
Yet.
You wait till we're bashing in Berlin. And then actually.
Oh. Oh.
Clubberella?
Oh. Or Brooks Jensen, newly acquired caveman.
Can I do the double and try to juice this thing up? Man, if we can get this double popped, gets it to a level 3, we still have next week to potentially level 4 this thing.
KFC.
You guys might be watching Triton in Berlin. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. You guys, everyone who has eyes on this right now just needs to be cheering for it hard.
I think the European crowd loves to see
Dude.
Triton coming.
That'd be the
Can't
biggest
miss
thing to.
them.
Yeah. All right, and then Kitsters and Shantae, they can go back at it. Okay, I gotta be careful here. They're kind of in the 40s. But what I don't have to be careful about is Jimmy and Uncle Howdy. They're maxed out at level 4 though.
Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron.
This is the theme song. Go Jimmy Neutron.
Goodness, all my ladies are feuding. Okay. Think.
Brain blast.
Ayo.
Maybe a little triple threat action somewhere.
Stop it. Let me see here. I don't need Blair and Jadesters. I don't really need Tiffy time. I'm gonna throw in Manifestation and Hail Mary. Let's get Disco Bell's big ass in there. And then strap is on. Yeah. They're gonna fight because Soul's juiced up 99 stamps, but that was where we had that promotion with Triple H, correct?
Yeah, her and
The
Jimmy,
email?
or I think
Yeah,
it was her and Jimmy.
yeah. Might be Jay. He's 92
Oh
stamina.
yeah.
One of the Usos just had a good time getting some well-needed rest. And then we have 2 spots left on this wonderful card. We're gonna have Dragon Lee and Eric Rowan duke it back out. Yeah, we're putting that title on the line. Let's go. And then
Oh. Oh. Wait.
I think it's time to go after. We need a tag feud. So
Tag champ. The hell?
It's Howdy and Rowan.
yeah, it is. I wonder how Rowan's gonna feel that I'm inserting Bray Wyatt, but we haven't had a good like tag match in my card for a while, so I just want to sneak one in just to see what happens. And the Eric Rowan thing, I'll have to figure out how to get his. Like, I can't really do anything to get that tag title off of him though, so it's a little wonky, and maybe I shouldn't pursue it, but unless I throw Rowan in here, try to get the title off of Rowan onto the Usos. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things play out. We'll see if he wins this title
Yeah.
from Dragon Lee. But anyways, last but no, you know what? No, I'm sorry, boys. I'm taking it off the deck. I'm taking it off the deck. I'm gonna keep pursuing this, and maybe once things get shooken out, I do plan to have the Usos tag team in action.
Call him out.
Feeling a little Uso. Yeah, that's true.
I get excited for call outs. I don't know why.
I'm calling you out, the Usos.
The bad boy Usos too, man. Like
I
the crowd
know.
is not like
Naughty,
eating
dude.
right now. Yeah.
So it's got to be Howdy because he is tag champ. I guess it should be Rowan. Yeah. I mean, he's got the strap, but we got to get the straps off of the Wyatt 6. So
Strap out.
straps off. And then, damn, we got a good show. I love it, boys.
Hell yeah.
Cody, I'm gonna ask you, with no context, Elton Prince or Uncle Howdy?
I'm gonna say Uncle Howdy.
Canada.
Uncle Howdy.
Okay.
Come on. It's
We're gonna-
gotta be Uncle Howdy.
We're try to get him up a level.
Oh, he's gonna get up a level. Look at that.
Just
He's at the cusp.
Yeah, he's a flea's dick away, so he's gonna get there.
what? Hey. Just massive fleesh long. All right, so this is fulfilled naturally. And then I have 100. We got 14. Yeah, 148,000. Play with. Do I want? Ooh, buddy.
Oh
Oh shit!
no,
You won't.
you won't. You won't.
Jeez.
Oh,
That's it.
My.
Oh, that scared
Does he
me.
pull the trigger?
I want to see everybody though. I don't want to be too much of a slut,
Oh boy, he's going rape for the immortals.
dude. 50,000 though. This
First
puts me
time.
under.
No, that's so. How are you gonna sign them for anything?
I know. I gotta come down a little bit. I gotta come
Unless
down.
Your fresh meat card.
Oh my gosh. I don't have enough money to even sign 3 superstars at half cost.
Wild, wild behavior.
But I am getting the contract negotiation on everything too. I just. Ugh, 3 superstars.
50%.
We haven't searched lot 25, so in terms of kind of being able to guess on their value, it's a little tricky.
Yeah.
I know.
Like you could, do you have a, like if you pulled up one of the 15s on your roster,
Oh, sorry.
you might be able to kind of ballpark off of what their contract looks like. So,
So
they
there's-
don't really value it super well because it's 78K through from now until the end.
And we're about roughly halfway.
Yeah.
So they would be double that. So they're about, it's about 80,000. So they'd probably be a
Maybe
little
add to
more.
that.
Yeah. So I wouldn't,
I mean,
This
it'd be, yeah,
this
probably-
wouldn't really be the week to do it because I need this to have some more money in hand because I got to do 3 people and I would want them. I'd probably try to stagger the weeks as best as I could so they all
Yeah.
3 don't hit at the same time and then I'm just screwed. So, um, or I just release Jey Uso and then I have tons of money to bring in 3 superstars.
wow.
Yeah, that's balls though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough.
Too much balls for NXT.
A lot of ball.
But I am gonna go ahead and probably bring someone in.
Okay.
Let
like
me
that.
just. I want to look at the legends.
boom.
Ooh.
There's
Ooh.
kind of an idea for you on price too.
See, I like this
little
year's
higher
great
than
because like
this.
Yokozuna was a immortal last year, I think, and
Yeah, some of those
Now
guys
it's being done.
they've swapped. I think they changed how they do ring XP now based on just like how long they were in the ring. I don't know if they had the same logic in the past.
right. You need to know a guy if you want to do
Man.
that.
I know. I don't know if I want to know a guy yet. But Mankind, right? He
104. Okay, not bad.
for 5 weeks though.
9 technically if you used your thingy on him.
You're right. I could use my thingy on him. So yeah, so that'd be so he's basically at this point it'd be 50,000 if I had my specialty card used, but then I'd also have to do that times 3 to get 3 superstars at 50. So we're not too far off from being able to sign it or use it, but I feel like
Pull now or does he wait for the
Bruiser,
splash?
Bruiser, Giant.
Yeah, what do you need?
What is it? Bruiser and Fighter?
Yeah.
Okay. So a Fighter probably would be good for my brand. I got Howdy, Fiend, Breaker. And of course Chucksters, but interesting. So I feel like Sandman is probably the best asset, but he's also, and he's the cheapest by far, but it's because he's way down on popularity.
Yeah.
Right.
Shootsters.
That's not bad just for the money that you have.
Yeah.
You gotta book a show, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll bring him in. Let's do 5 weeks
Okay.
and see if anything else can do. I would love to bring in a different name, but Sandman is cheapest by far, and I still get valuable ring XP. So Sandman, bring me your dreams. All right, so now before I get too carried away, before we wrap this up, we are going to try to figure out, make sense of this curve. Apple bottom jeans.
You're not gonna add Sandman to the card?
I need to.
Because that's a weak waste if you don't.
Yeah, I know. That do be true.
Like even a call out or a good double down next.
I'm gonna keep the double down.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe Howdy doesn't need training.
Yeah.
Let's get Sandman in this B. Who's Sandman going after, bruh?
Oh boy.
Let's keep it and make 64, 54. Let's make Axiom. Let me just sprinkle him in. Just drop him in and see what that does for my card quality. This is a title match, but I think it's doo-doo. And ready. 69 and 54. That's not bad. I think I want to keep... Rowan should go up top. I think we keep this here. And then we need to add a stippy to this for surezies. Oh yeah, that's title though. Maybe swap them like that. Like this. I think that's proper curve.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry for the silence. I had to think through that. I was just really torn. But I think that's everything. All the belts are on. I got what I need to do. So that is your go home. To the go home show, we bring in Sandman, a little extra juice for the XP, for the ring XP. And we got some good things working rivalry-wise. And fun to know that Uncle Howdy is going to jump up to level 16. So there we go. Ugh.
Woof. And
Ooh, like it raw.
Raw. We'll start off with Montez Ford. He says, "Thanks for letting me prove who the problem was. You should have seen the look on Angelo Dawkins' face afterwards. He's going to get his act together. Better get ready for the new top team tag of the division." I had a stroke there, but that's okay. And he says, "Good management is always appreciated." So guess what? They're back on the mend. I like to see that. I wish it could kind of give a boost to Dawkins' morale too, because he's happy with him now, but we'll take it. Let's see here. We just brought on a new physical trainer, cutting edge stuff. We can have Zelina Vega or Kevin Owens for 30K. Or one of them for free. Let me see what we're dealing with here. 35, 31. I think I'll take it for Kevin Owens for free. That because I don't really have 30K to give up right now. So let's do it for the world title division. We will take him for free for Kevin Owens. Brooks Jensen said, "What amazing growth we've seen from me lately." Really? Are you becoming more sentient? I like to stay humble when I can, but you have to admit you've seen some amazing growth out of me, right? I'm not sure what I am expecting out of this, but I had to let you know I am pretty important to Raw. Fans can see. Can you? And I just had to go right back into caveman. I realized I wasn't doing caveman. So, I don't have 50 grand to give you either, dude.
Let's go.
So I'm gonna say, why am I getting raked over the coals in last place here? This is brutal.
What do you mean? You have 50 grand. You have 126,000 right there.
No, we have signings to make. We have people to
Yeah,
find.
Brooks Jensen.
Yeah. So sorry. I know. Major decrease. That hurts. A lot.
Damn.
I mean, if he walks, right?
He ain't gonna be bashing in Berlin.
I could make him happy and save 25 grand.
True.
Or we can send him
To the moon.
to the moon. No. You know what? I am going to do that. We'll save 25 grand. So instead, we're just going to go ahead and make sure nobody else is like red face at us. I think we're doing a pretty good job on morale. Even Angelo Dawkins is back up. So yeah, we're going to use it on Brooks. So we just saved 25K there. That worked.
All right.
All right. I could use that other honest contract negotiation, but I think we'll be fine. We have technically contract negotiations, so keep it in line. So we're going to let me take a look at these again real quick. I don't think I want to. The only one I want to use is get school at 3, so I think I will. Almost want to use it on Brooks. We'll get him up to almost, probably like close to 15. Or we send somebody like Obafemi, because Ludwig Kaiser, where is he? He's level 10, 55 popularity. He's level 8. So I think we will use it on Oba, because we have wanted to push Oba. He's been amazing. He's been a monster. He's been quite undefeated. I don't think he's lost in a singles match yet. He hasn't been pinned or submitted himself. So giving it to Obafemi.
Boom. Gets a
Boom.
perk on him, too.
Ooh, pop that perk. Let's see here. We got basic morale, basic stamina. Ooh, I feel like I've been doing pretty good with morale. So stamina is very, very valuable. So we're going to keep going ahead and select basic stamina. All right. Now it's time. If you were in the premiere and I did not spoil who I was looking for, I went down to the comments and I spoiled who I was looking for. And if you don't want spoilers, I'm going to spoil it now, because if he's not here, we will be making an extreme pivot. So I am looking for Argus the Great.
Bang.
And if we don't find Argus the Great, we will pivot. All right. It is pivot time, boys.
Uh-oh. Where's the
no.
pivot?
Specialist, male.
Argus.
Hopefully the pivot show. Oh, no. He didn't say anything right away. Oh, the pivot didn't show up.
The pivot didn't show up. I don't know what to do.
Now the panic shows up.
Quit the damn
buddy.
thing. The only other thing I could do is run the gauntlet here with one last thing. No, he didn't show up. I don't know why my guys aren't showing up. I have to wait till next week.
Sign Gunther McGirder, you coward.
I can't do that. That's not in my plans, dude.
Change your plans.
Never, ever.
Go
Okay.
back together.
This week, I'm in shambles already. No, we'll do our. Let me do, because I know we need to call out AJ or Kevin Owens. He's taking the week off anyways with a trainer up to 81. Damn, from 31 to 81. Holy. All right, I'll take that. I think we need a. Oops. I think I wanted to do this last week and I didn't have enough room. So role change to meaner. It's gonna get meaner.
Nice.
Yeah. And I'm gonna do a tag team call out.
Let's go.
We're gonna call out I think these boys. I'm gonna call out those boys. And Dawkins has the morale. I don't know if I want to. We'll save that last promo slot for now, because I was going to do the double down to get them to level 4 for next week. But let's see. Let's see what's left over. Okay, so we need to book this match right here. Obafemi and Ludwig Kaiser. Or do I leave this for the call out? Because Obafemi's kind of hurting on what you call it? Stamina. So yeah, the stams is hurting. So I think I will do that. We'll let where'd he go? He's so evasive. I don't know why. Jeez.
Hide and seek expert Ludwig.
Yeah. Ludwig Kaiser. Do I have a pre-match physio? I don't remember. No, I don't, but I have 2 injury rehab 3s. So what we're going to do is we are going to chance it. Becky Lynch versus Zelina in a rematch of the rematch clause. Because Zelina was champ 2 weeks ago. Becky Lynch won it Zelina was champ 3 weeks ago. Becky Lynch won it 2 weeks ago. Zelina won it last week. So this is a rematch of the rematch of the rematch, technically. We'll take that. We're not going to put a stip on it because Zelina's probably getting injured. Ooh, I do have to flip one of these, though. God bless. This is hard. So we will do a call out here instead. We'll do Becky Lynch calling out Zelina because this technically has more stamina. And then we will leave Obafemi.
Opa?
Or maybe we want to do... No, actually, I need Obafemi to have his rematch. But what we're going to do is we're going to run in. And hopefully the feud extends this way.
Respect.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do Max Impact and Baron Corbin. That popped off. What was the other one? Did Eddie Thorpe get anything? No. Brooks Jensen, John Cena. Okay. That's fine. I thought Baron Corbin was not with Max Impact. I'm going to see if we can change that and go Baron Corbin, Eddie Thorpe. And then we'll go... Oh my goodness. Drew McIntyre versus...
Hell yeah. Oh.
I'm thinking our boy.
And we do know those level 1s can reset because last episode we had Abracus Slam take over a feud with Chad Gable because he was only level 1.
Yeah, I think we're going to go maybe Drew McIntyre, Angelo Dawkins, just because Angelo Dawkins has the stamina. Drew McIntyre's happy. But I think Drew McIntyre's going to win that one just because of the ring XP. We're going to have a triple threat here. John Cena. I know I have a lot of freaking faces left. I need to get some guys swapped over. And Damian Priest is dying. Oh my god. I can't put Damian Priest in this match. I wanted to. I was thinking more like a power rankings match, but maybe this is one-on-one. Oh, man. My only thought is if I add John Cena into the... Man, my gears, they're churning. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to give John Cena the rematch as well. And then we're going to book... Okay. Yeah, because Bruiser Fighter, I want that to pop. And then... I don't know. I think I'm going to do... Maybe we'll just get this one in here. Alexa Bliss, Sarcophagus. Although, again, we're talking... No, we'll do Alexa Bliss versus a Lash Legend just to get a match in there. Maybe also throw in Sarcophagus in a tables match just because Lash Legend gets the boost, the match specialty type there. Okay. Oh, boy.
I think it's... Is that this month that's your shakeup too, where you get an extra ring XP for tables, or was that last month? I can't remember.
Oh, that's good.
Because I saw the little dice roll by it.
How do I... Oh, I always forget to do this. GM Assistant, right stick, boom. Shakeups.
Yeah.
Tables, submissions, and Hell in a Cell matches. That is great. We are going to have table central here. Because Dawkins can get a nice little boost as well. These boys don't necessarily need it, and I don't want Oba to have that injury chance or, you know, go way down in stamina there. So I'm not going to put it on the main event, but I will put it on this match, and I need to do my curve. Because you know who loves a tables match is Max Impact. I think this doesn't have a feud, but Drew McIntyre is fighter, Angelo Dawkins is bruiser. We're gonna put that first. And then Eddie Thorpe and Baron Corbin, hopefully they pop that feud. Ladies are there, and we gotta have at least a title match for the main event. I don't think I'm gonna buy any logistics just yet. Oh man, that was a real tough one to book. No, we're not booking a gauntlet match for a freaking limited stock sold out. That's not happening. Not the best power card. No, that almost might be the power card of the CodyVerse.
This year, I feel like it's taken over. I feel like we've seen more of that.
Yeah, less Shashas, more sold out. Let me take a quick look here. I think we got it. It's a pretty rough show, but damn it, we got to make it happen. So here we go, locking her in. Locking her in.
All right, so big email week here. Why
you get Karrion Kross in your
email?
Damn.
We love that. Okay, so I've got to be mindful here. We've got This is also the week we got contracts coming to an end. And then Tatum Paxley, I don't know what she's about to say. She's been upset with me, but then we did a GM interference for her last week, so I'm hoping this is her just being thankful for that. We're going to start with Triple H. Recent acquisition of Abra doing better than expected. Maybe with a little push, he can become a bona fide star. Here's a get schooled power card. Might be useful to help establish him.
Wow.
All right.
So
Triple H,
we get that. Okay, so I have money, but I still want to kind of be mindful of the order I'm doing things here. So let's go take Pack so we know it's not a contract thing. Here comes Sony out of left field to steal the show. I bet Brawler isn't happy, but hey, I'm not complaining. How's it feel to have done something that wasn't completely moronic? Okay. That hurt my feelings a lot. But we were hoping that GM interference would be a little bit of a morale boost. We do get her to neutral. So as a reminder, her morale had gone to complete garbage. We've got her back to neutral, so we should be able to keep Tatum Paxley at least for a chunk of change now. Okay, so Karrion Kross. Second word for Alejandro at ECW. I'm more than happy to ditch my contract, come work at WCW, and I'll do it for a discount. $60K. And I will sign for the end of the season. We are taking that.
That's insane.
And, oh, that's probably because his morale is garbage there, so this like brings him back to a fresh set. I was like, major change, but he's only neutral. So yeah, that's pretty great. And in this case, he had been injured, so his pop has taken a hit, but we do get really good stamina on him to start. Okay, so now we've got our contracts. We're gonna start with Shotzi and Gigi. We've got them in a feud for the women's tag titles. So I do want to keep these two. We're not going to lowball either one. I was just in my head debating if I want to just go with a longer term extension. And I'm thinking with Gigi, due to her morale being a little lower, I think we go 10 weeks with her. That should raise her morale. We get her to neutral. And then these two are already neutral. Shotzi, she's going to be kept. We're going to go ahead and give her what she's asking for. 5 weeks for $50K. Boom. And then we've got Cora Jade, who is 5 weeks for 44. So I was debating on if I was going to keep Cora or not. We do have her in a feud, but not a feud that's immediately going anywhere. So I'm trying to think if I want to... Let me go this way so I can kind of visualize my facing on the... Because we've got a lot of turns happening in the women's division. All because Liv Morgan wanted to become a face, and it's created this domino effect. So we got base... Because I know that Gigi and Shotzi are going to go heel sometime soon. Dakota's going to go heel sometime soon. Raquel is probably going to go face sometime soon, so I'm going to kind of count this up with that in mind. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces, and then for heels, where it'll end up landing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we've got 5 and 5. So we'll bring her back. But we are gonna try to save a little bit on her, and then trust that we can raise morale if she gets upset. And she says no, so now we'll offer the opening offer, but still take a little morale hit there since we started to try a little ball at first. But she stays neutral for us. Okay, most popular male face and heel fighting each other this week for the new official card of the CodyVerse. Probably not going to do that. Yeah, definitely not going to do that because Chad Gable has 12 stamina. So that'll be an easy decline. Check my promises here. So nothing open on that front. Contracts, we now will have our next one in 3 weeks with Flip the Script. Quick check of challenges. 1 more tables match. 2 more tag call shows with a tag call. 2 more shows with a normal call out. So we're looking good there. 3 stars will get there. The rule changes, we're making those happen. 3 more shows with interference. And next time a rivalry ends with a title match, we get a veto random star. So that's cool. Let's check our store here. So bad timing, no. Physio's tempting and Real Steel is tempting to get a little boost on a pay-per-view. I'm going to get the Physio right away because I do not have one. So let's go ahead and snag that. We've got 2 Shishas. That's fun. We'll probably use our Get Schooleds this week. We'll probably get this, but we'll circle back. I also know now we have our first big set of contracts here. I was gonna look at logistics, but I don't have enough assets. We've been trying to gradually get those upgraded, so we'll probably hold. Maybe do a double upgrade at Bash in Berlin. Maybe do the 50K and then pair one of the other ones with it, depending where our money's at. So let's start rolling here. So I'm actually gonna pull this up to look at my feuds. It's a little easier for my pea brain. So trying to go into the go home show, ideally having 2 feuds blow off and then have a feud to take into the pay-per-view. As it currently sits, I think the women's tag might get the priority for the PLE to be the match there. And then for stuff next week, we can blow off both of the Creed Brothers singles feuds next week. Abracaslam is very upset, probably because he's losing. 5 straight losses. So Abracaslam got me a power card, but we might be in trouble there. So we might do... I think Flip the Script is probably going to be gone when his contract's up. We might do GM interference this show to help Abracaslam get a win. And maybe steer some of that in a proper direction. Yeah, I think the Creed Brothers singles feuds will blow off at the go home show, and then everything else will probably carry over. Roxanna Rhea could maybe be there. Dakota Liv won't be because I think we're going to give Liv the night off. So all that said, let's go ahead and start with getting Abracaslam. Nah, his stamina is so low. I'd have to use a Physio. We might be in trouble with Abracaslam. We'll have to see. But if I get him injured, he's 100% gone. I don't know if I want to use the Physio on him, so that idea might have to hold for a week. Okay, so we're actually... Damn, she's low too. So my week is going to be stress about stamina. So one of the ideas I did have coming into this week was to maybe rock a triple threat, but I might not want to do the triple threat because of Liv's stamina. But one of the brainchilds I had was go Raquel, Liv, and Dakota for the women's title. And then if Liv or Raquel won the women's title, it's just an extra boost to them going into the PLE. And then next week, I could have Raquel turn face. Liv could rest next week and then hopefully be fine for the pay-per-view. So for now, I'm going to put that on. We're going to complete our rule changes here for Chemical X. So Gigi, you're naughty. Shotzi, you're naughty. And then when we get Raquel, flip to face to join Liv. We've got our alignments all good to go on that front. Then I'm thinking a call out and a tag call out. So let's go checking staminas on these individual feuds. So we're going to have Johnny Gargano call out. I got to make sure I get the right Creed Brutta. Julius Creed of the Creed Bruttas. Hopefully get that to level 4 for the go home show. Then we're going to book, I think I'm going to go triple threat action because Julius has the stamina here. So we go Julius Creed of the Creed Bruttas, Brutus Creed of the Creed Bruttas, and Pat McAfee, no Bruttas in his corner here. This will hopefully get Brutus and Pat to level 4 ahead of the go home show. Then on the tag team call out, we've got Finn and Undertaker against A-Town Down Under. A-Town Down Under's got the stamina rocking. So I think we'll have them take the tag call out. So now the next time I do a tag call out, next show that has a tag call out, next show that has a normal call out, that'll knock out a couple more challenges for the seasonal side of things. And then this is where it'll get a little dicey. Do I put Cora Jade in that title match, or do I kind of like what you were talking? You were, saying, oh, could do interference. I might do the same thing. We might have Cora interfere on Raquel. If it moves that feud, awesome. It gives Cora something to do. I don't really want the title to go to Cora, so that's why I'm not making this a fatal 4-way. But I guess if the title went to Cora, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But we're going to do this for now. And then we're going to go with Tatum Paxley, Kalani Jordan. We could slide Rhea into that match for a triple threat to help it out a little bit if we wanted. She's at a level 2 feud. It wouldn't get replaced. But Roxanne probably should have the week off. Tony needs a new feud. But there's not a lot flowing. The plan is to have Undertaker go up against Roman for Roman's next feud. But we might have to just see what happens because we really don't have the ability to book Undertaker this week. We could go Finn and Tony. Tony's starting to get upset again as well. We're having a lot of people, which part of this was how many multi-person matches I was booking there, chasing that power card while I had a bigger roster. So we do have a lot of people that are at kind of the edge of their sanity due to losing streaks. I think we got to risk Roxanne here, just based on where everything's kind of falling here. I could also go Ciampa versus Flip to Script, go no risk, and just kind of bury that match. Go like this. And then I think we do add Rhea to this match, keeps her on the show, can potentially help that match out. Her and Pax are on cooldown, so that might not help it that much, actually. So we're going to pivot back. I could put Cora here, take off the interference. Cora goes here. If it replaces the Raquel feud, I'm not worried about that. That stamina is just too good to waste there. That then lets this be a definitive main event. And then I think we're going to go give this a stipulation and let this open. And we're going to go Extreme Rules. I think that allows me to have the curvatures in the right place. This could maybe do okay, but no feud there. We've got a level 3 here, a little lower on popularity, but we'll put the stipulation there to help it. We get our role changes here for Chemical X, set up for their tag title match. Gargano calls out, hopefully for level 4 there. Tag call out to move this feud along. And I think we're golden. I am going to grab this. And then let's take a look. So I do want to use this on Abraca Slam, but knowing how low his morale is, I don't want to boost him up and then he just storms off right away. So I'm thinking Chad Gable gets the big push. He's been awesome for me. And getting him to level 15, I could maybe switch him off Specialist with something else. that could be helpful. Undertaker would be a decent lift if I'm gonna be able, if I get him into the feud with Roman to set that up next. But I think we're gonna go Chad Gable gets the 30 piece, so he'll be closing in on level 15. I could get them both and maybe just get him there. Yeah, we're just gonna give Chad Gable both. He's gonna get double, get schooled. He gets a 30 and then he gets 5 more.
Ooh.
Puts him at 15. And then we can make him a bruiser or a cruiser. Okay, so Giants on the male side, we only have Flip. So I feel like by default we go with not doing a cruiser and make him a bruiser. So boom, if we need it, we got it. Bang. And since he's smiling with teeth, can never guarantee anything in CodyVerse, but hopefully we don't have to worry about regretting that later. We're not doing our commissioner goal because Chad Gable's stamina is too low. Feel decent about the curve. Do I want to make this tables? No, because I want to make sure Liv's good for the pay-per-view. But I still think I'll do better because of the popularities in the title. We send it through.
Damn. All right. So we have the Sandman making his debut for NXT. We also have Axiom and Fiend Bray Wyatt renewing their rivalry. I wanted to get Sandman on the card some way, somehow, so we sprinkle him in to start the show. Can he overtake someone in this juicy rivalry? He does! So Sandman, welcome to the show. We also get the rivalry growing between Axiom and Bray Wyatt. And we're going to have to do something special with Sandman. We got him for at least a few more weeks, but he's too much star potential to miss out on. So good start for Sandman. Hell yeah. It has happened. The Usos are back as a tag team, and they're going after the Wyatt Six. They call out Uncle Howdy getting rowdy and Eric Rowan. Level 1 has been started. And then the goes back to fight Kit. Is it the or is it Kit coming out on top tonight? Okay, that's good. Ashante the Adonis gets a big win over Kit. Rivalry grows to a nice level 3, so we got a couple higher level feuds cooking in the process. And then, damn it, Braun. Oh, damn, that sucks. Braun Breaker tries to call out Triton. He tries to think of a king pun, and he can't do it. It's tip of the tongue, but he just can't quite mock him. So everyone just kind of like, and the rivalry just doesn't grow. But Triton's waistline did. And then Io Sky. She is going to put her title on the line against the Manifestation. Hail Mary and Disco Bell. Can Disco Bell get boogie with it and be a title holder? No! Io Sky makes light work of the other ladies and the Manifestation. And so the rivalry grows on both of those rivalries. Io Sky and Disco Bell actually start a rivalry, but Manifestation and Hail Mary has grown. And all right, there we go. So Triton delivers.
There we go.
He says, I'll show you how to cut a promo, you peasant. I'll show you why I'm the king. And that made sense. So the people liked it. The rivalry growed, and Braun is just pissed off because he can't speak. But Triton has a way with words. And then Sol Ruka, Tiffany Stratton, and one of probably the better feuds we got going on right now. Sol Ruka has begun her rise with the brand. Her popularity has been shot to the moon, and now she is in a high level 4 feud with Tiffany Stratton. Her ring XP has gone up pretty well, so she is on her way to being the woman we thought she would be when we drafted her pretty high for this year's draft. So all good things there. And then Uncle Howdy says, "Hey, I'm in a new tag feud. Have you guys seen this? Have you heard about this?" And everyone's like, "Hell yeah, dude! Usos going down." So good job, Uncle Howdy. Ring XP now level or up to 4. We hope he should be level 16 now, I believe. And then the main event. Who else would it be besides Eric Rowan and Dragon Lee? Will Dragon Lee drag tonight?
Oh,
Eric Rowan does not want to be teabagged again. The title on the line, he takes it!
oh wow.
An amazing finale. Eric Rowan, he's laid down on the mat, about ready to get pinned. Dragon Lee looks to the crowd and he goes, "You like dragons?" And then Eric Rowan's eyes open. He grabs Dragon Lee by the ankle, yanks him down out of the mat, knocks him unconscious, steals the pin. And then he looks down at Dragon Lee and says, "You like dragons?" And he takes that little hammer that says help on it and he gently like brushes it over his face. Like a little butterfly kiss. Yeah. So that little bunny's hopping down the old bunny trail with a strap around his waist now. Good finale on NXT.
Oh,
And then
Follow
we
that up.
head over to AI Armando, and it dawned on me just now that I was like, did I forget to book Karrion Kross? But he actually was available because I was staring at it. So we get him next week. He probably said that in the email, and I just glossed it. But I was like, ah, shit. And
he said no to him by accident.
yeah, I was like, wait. Especially after seeing him here, I'm like, hello?
Alejandro trying to get his
trying to
stamina
injure
down.
him,
Yeah.
He's like, dude, screw this guy. But the show kicks off with a surprise. Eric and Ivar, they actually get to team up together.
Wow.
They are completely shocked, and Duke Hudson is like, oh, that's really cool. Do I get a team with my tag partner? And Armando says, no. And then Styx Lorenzo comes out to the ring with him. But oh my goodness. They get it done. Duke Hudson and Styx get the victory over the War Raiders. 3 stars on the match and a tag feud underway. Lyra Valkyria comes ring, one of the few members of the women's division that's actually been having a lot of matches, but now she's been moved to the promo slot. We'll see what happens. She does gain one new fan with her promo. And then Logan Paul has been beaten up on Trick Williams the last couple shows. But tonight he gets a chance to beat up on Andre Chase, who's just trying to find a way to survive. And he doesn't. He doesn't. It was a good run of being in matches with low stamina, not getting hurt. It's only 3 weeks, so you can make that work. 2 stars in the match. He and Logan Paul begin a rivalry because Andre Chase wants Logan Paul to go to school, and Logan Paul doesn't like the concept of school in general.
We didn't come here to play school.
Yeah, we're not playing school. Cruz del Toro, though, playing promo, hyping himself up. And he says, hey, I got a great message for you. But there's even a greater message happening later tonight with Joaquin Wilde, man. We're so good at promos. Cheer us on. And he gets a fan from it. And then the Good Brothers take on a team that's, I mean, those tag titles are about to become vacant unless I'm moronic and actually no, I signed Karrion Kross. He got a major lift in morale. So I hope they win because then he's maybe happier. I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but I'm rooting for Karrion Kross. Complete bias, so he's going to lose because I don't deserve happiness. A rivalry does start here between the Final Testament and the Good Brothers, but that rivalry will immediately go away. And again, those tag titles are now vacant on ECW. Joaquin Wilde out in the ring was like, all right, dude, my partner Cruz del Toro cut a pretty sick promo, but check this out. And he takes a water bottle and he does a perfect water bottle flip, which gets him one more fan than what Cruz del Toro got.
It's me. I'm the fan.
You're like, dude, I love bottle flips.
Sick bottle flip,
Yeah.
bro.
Hard not to respect it. Man, I'll tell you who's hurting right now. Trick Williams. This man spent 37 weeks hyping up a feud that he's not even going to get to have a match for now because Karrion Kross has skedaddled from ECW. He stormed out of the ring during that tag match and So now Trick Williams just goes after Razor because he's like, close enough, I guess. He was in Final Test Tournament, but Trick Williams' scouting report wasn't for Razor. It was for Karrion Kross. So he loses yet again. A little losing streak for Trick Williams. Not ideal. And then Omos says, you can't even flip water bottles like your partner, Cruz del Toro. You're trash. And then that rivalry gets to level 2. And in the main event, TLC action, Maxine Dupree tells Fallon Henley, I can beat you in the match that you won and Money in the Bank. I can prove that even though you won, it should have been me in that spotlight. And she does just that in a 3.5-star main event. Maxine Dupree getting that victory, pushing the rivalry to level 2.
Yeah, and oh boy, over on Raw, we've had major names running low on stamina. So GM Nick Aldis, he's kind of forced to shake up this card tonight. So Drew McIntyre, he's slightly re-energized in his quest to free Angela. He steps into a battle with Raw's workhorse, Angelo Dawkins. And Dawkins, he's still trying to prove he's not the weak link in the Street Profits. And Drew, he's ready for a match after being out a couple of weeks. And with tables involved, anything goes on this one. Oh, man,
Daddy.
okay. What an upset, Drew. He lines up for the Claymore, but he sidesteps, catches him in a spine buster, and threw a table in the corner. The crowd goes absolutely wild. Dawkins looks into the hard cam and he says, you think I'm the problem? So the Street Profits, they're maybe the cracks are still showing. Who knows? Are they feeling better? Are they still showing? Either way, it's a 2-star match. AJ Styles comes down to the ring and he has a mic in hand and he says, I've been hearing a lot of people say I didn't earn this title, that I snuck my way into this scene and I played the system. And you know what? You're right. And the crowd, boo. He says, but don't let that distract you from what really happened last week. I picked up Kevin Owens. I mean, I lifted that big Tim Horton chugging bowling ball of a man, flipped his world around and planted him with a Styles Clash so hard he forgot what province he's from. So KO, if you want this back, you better learn how to get your big ass off the mat first. And AJ drops the mic, but Kevin Owens, he's recovering from this week, so he does not respond. And this one we got Javon Evans versus Max Impact, also in a tables match. I think the good thing about all these tables matches are we're going to get some of these lower mid-card guys some ring XP. But Javon Evans, he's been racking up momentum. You know who else been racking up the momentum? Max Impact, the walking cartoon character, basically, who somehow keeps winning. He keeps attaching his limbs. He's no-selling finishers because he loves pain. And he defies the laws of physics too. So we're finally going to see if someone like Javon Evans can slam the brakes on Max Impact. Oh my God. He does it again.
Go.
So we can say like Javon Evans, he sets Max Impact on top of the table. He climbs the top rope, but Max, he rolls off the table. Javon jumps, bounces, but the table doesn't break and it kind of tips over, and Max Impact, he sees his opportunity. He runs, he sentons, flips into Javon Evans into the table, and this match is over. Max Impact, still your winner. I don't know how the hell he keeps winning matches. That's a level, or it's a 1-star match, but hell no, not with Max Impact. He's making an impact all over the place.
Do you think he tells him to brace for impact when he goes to hit his finisher?
Easily, and that's now what his finisher is called, for sure.
Looks like Javon Evans failed the crash test.
Oh, damn. That's 2 and 1. You only get 2, no 3
You need to
strikes.
keep going? Okay.
Tamina, she's Mina. She says she's done being the joke, the strong one that never wins. Every week she walks down and gives it her all. But what happens? Steel cage losses, taps out, fans cheering for everyone but Tamina. And she goes, y'all cheer for Jakara now? That's a cute little understory, right? Lash Legend saves the day. And suddenly they're the future. She said, I made Jakara relevant. And next time she steps in the ring with me, I'll break her. And Baron Corbin, Eddie Thorpe. Guess what, guys? It's a tables match. Woohoo! No, yeah. So here we go, baby. After weeks, I mean, maybe like a week of sneak attacks, Baron Corbin, he was in the Fatal 4. We had something going with Max Impact. Max Impact's just got a tables feud, or sorry, a feud with Javon Evans, a tables feud. What the hell am I on? And so we might have to make a flip there. Maybe Javon goes heel. I don't think Max Impact has the heel in his heart, so we'll have to see what happens there. But hopefully this one pops as well. Baron Corbin, Eddie Thorpe. This is the one I wanted to pop. Like, this table's gonna break right now. Okay.
Nice.
He's calculated. He's mean. He's Eddie Thorpe, baby. And you know what? He just kind of picks him up, Alabama slam through a table, and he says, "You think you're you, Baron Corbin? I am the next you." Whatever that means. I have no idea.
Stay tuned next week to find out.
Whatever that means. Stay tuned. The Samoan werewolves call out the Street Profits. And Solo Sikoa says, "Dawkins, you showed some fight tonight. You finally stood up. You got yourself a little win. But don't mistake survival for dominance." And Jacob Fatu says, "One win doesn't mean nothing. We gonna feed on the both of you." And Solo says, "You want the smoke, boys? You're gonna choke on it." And we got a women's tables match, baby. This is kind of, everybody's got stamina. There's not really a story here on this one. We got to fill a card, and hell, we did. So get in the ring, ladies, and show us what you got. And it's her specialty. I mean, she's a table specialist, so makes sense. Does pop a little rivalry, Alexa Bliss, Lash Legend. We can see where that goes. 1.5 stars. We'll take that. Becky Lynch comes, no, she's not even in the ring. She's back in the concourse by the merch stand, and the camera's on her, and she's pulling off all the merch, Zelina merch, off the merch counter there. And she's ripping it up because she sees the one shirt that Zelina's been selling, and it says, "I beat Becky Lynch." Yeah, and Becky Lynch does not take kindly to that merch. And in the main event, this, was supposed to be Obafemi versus Brooks Jensen, but somehow John Cena snuck his way back into this title match. I don't know if he paid off Nick Aldis. I don't know what he did. This is supposed to be a one-on-one rematch. I think Nick Aldis, with all the chaos that's happened, he booked this one. John Cena snuck in, signed his name on the contract for tonight's card. And I guess he's got a title match because he's here, baby. And this is not a tables match. Wow. But Brooks Jensen retains. And that's because Ludwig Kaiser, he runs in mid-match. Obafemi pissed off. He says, "You've done enough. You've run in too many times, and I'm going to take you out." But Ludwig Kaiser, he jumps onto the ropes, and all three men walk up to him. He looks over, and he slaps Brooks Jensen in the face just to disqualify Brooks Jensen. No other reason. It's kind of a light slap, not disrespectful. We got a 2-star main event, unfortunately, as everything kind of grows. We're ready for the go-home show, though, and hopefully we don't disappoint. Whew.
And now for the real disappointment, it is WCW coming through. And at the top of the show, it's revealed that Dakota Kai yet again is going to have to defend her women's championship in a multi-person match. But this week, it's going to be against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, both members of the women's tag team champions. And after the revealing of this news, Pat McAfee is seen backstage, and the Creed brothers are talking about their plans. And Pat McAfee says, "Ain't that interesting? Both Liv and Raquel could get 2 belts. You guys can't even get 1." And the Creed brothers, they're not thrilled about that news. And of course, Brutus Creed and Pat McAfee, they've been having their issues in recent weeks. And those two start to get into each other, start arguing. Pat McAfee in the moment says, "I could beat both of you guys. I'm not really worried about that." And Sonya gets word and makes the match. It's Julius Creed of the Creed brothers, Brutus Creed of the Creed brothers, and Pat McAfee, triple threat Extreme Rules to kick off the show. And Pat McAfee is doing his best to avoid the attacks of the Creed brothers. But as the match goes, they finally are able to isolate Pat, bring him down to size, and it's an issue. Pat McAfee is in a lot of trouble. But as brothers are known to do, they start to argue a little bit on who should get the win. Julius Creed of the Creed brothers says, well, I should get the win. And Brutus Creed of the Creed brothers goes, well, no, I'm the one that's had issues with him and had to fight him a bunch. I should get the win. And while they're arguing, Pat McAfee goes outside of the ring, grabs a football and punts it into the ring, and it hits Julius Creed right in the eye. And Julius Creed of the Creed brothers drops to the mat, holding his eye. Brutus checks on him, which then allows Pat McAfee to slide in the ring, roll up Brutus Creed, get the win. 2.5 stars in the opener. His feud with Brutus goes level 4, so that can blow off next week. Similar to our recent show with A-Town Down Under turning face, we've got Chemical X in the ring together. And the ladies that are going to be challenging for those tag titles, probably a Batch of Berlin, they come out and they say that it's embarrassing that Liv Morgan has caved. That Liv Morgan has given in to the fans, given in to the people cheering and chanting her name. Chemical X has said over and over that they needed to find the secret ingredient, and now they found it. Liv Morgan is weak. Liv Morgan is not as independent as she needs to be, and Raquel's still the same Raquel. They're not on the same wavelength anymore. So Chemical X will do anything and everything they need to do to get the job done. And after their promo, we see Tatum Paxley sitting backstage in her locker room just laughing with a maniac giggle at the news of Chemical X going to the dark side. Why? We don't know, but we'll surely find out. And then Tommaso Ciampa, he wants a bit of a tune-up. He's been a big star here. He thought he was going to get a shot at the U.S. title, and then Abracaslam slid in, kind of took advantage of that moment. So Ciampa wanted to step in the ring tonight, so he gets a match with Flip the Script, and Tommaso Ciampa dominates this match. And at the end of the match, he hits fairy tale ending. He gets the 1, the 2, the 3, and he goes to leave the ring. And as he's walking to the back, he hears, "Is that all you've got?"
Oh, no.
Ciampa turns around, and you can see the veins in his head, the veins of his temple, start to pulse in frustration. And Flip the Script, fighting for every breath. "You are such a little bitch." And Ciampa runs back to the ring, just starts beating the hell out of Flip the Script. It was personal tonight. A rivalry has started there. And then Shotzi, we already talked about it. She has joined Gigi in turning heel. But Tatum Paxley is now in the ring for triple threat action, and she seems much more chipper than before. And Sonya Deville continues to say this women's division has been incredibly powerful. It has done a lot of amazing things. We want to open up more and more opportunities. So Kalani Jordan, Cora Jade, Tatum Paxley are in a triple threat. It's kind of a prove yourself type of match. But Tatum Paxley seems to be motivated. It seems to be that a power is coursing through her that she's yet to have in the ring, and it completely overwhelms Cora Jade. It completely overwhelms Kalani Jordan. And as they go to just leave the ring to escape the match, Tatum Paxley grabs Kalani Jordan by the hair and tells her to lay down for the 3 count. And in pure fear, Kalani Jordan does just that. 1.5 stars in the match, but a feud does begin. And Johnny Gargano, with a smile on his face, says, "I just got word that next week I get to finish off my feud with Julius Creed of the Creed Brothers." And I'm really not that worried about it because, one, Julius and Brutus had a de facto handicap match tonight and couldn't win. And 2, Julius may not be able to see out of his eye. So Pat McAfee, shouts out to you, brother. I appreciate the assist. I didn't need it, but I'll take it. Julius Creed, you're done next week. And then when you and your brother have to go up against DIY, we're going to beat you in tag team action too. And then Tony D'Angelo, so frustrated because when he had his steel cage match with The Undertaker, it was revealed that if The Undertaker won the match, he would be the number one contender for Roman Reigns. Tony was so pissed about this news that he let the word slip. He started screaming his frustration. The Undertaker, who couldn't read the note, figured out what was going on and dominated him. So Tony D'Angelo has made a simple request. If I can't take down The Undertaker, then I want to take down the Demon. I'm going to break them limb from limb. I have no fear. People say I fear The Undertaker. I didn't fear The Undertaker, and I don't fear the Demon either. But then as the match starts, when the Demon starts coming down to the ring, Tony D'Angelo just starts shaking. And he starts yelling for Abracaslam, but he finds out that Abracaslam isn't here tonight. He's too banged up. He couldn't make the trip. So once the Demon actually gets to the ring, the bell rings. Tony D'Angelo, he tries to fight him for a little bit, but he can't handle it. The fear takes over for Tony, so he bails out of the match. Finn Balor wins by countout, 2 stars, and a rivalry begins. And then A-Town Down Under. Remember, they like complimenting cities and towns, and they come to the ring and they see some just 437 specifically pounded man, and it's not Triton, in the crowd, because I didn't say 500. And Grace Waller goes and looks at the guy and says, "You fat p," and Austin Theory puts his hands out. I was like, dude. And Grace Waller goes, "You fat piece of luxurious man meat. You look so good out here tonight." And the fan high fives Grace Waller. And you can tell it is crushing these guys to be on the fans' side, but they're doing what they have to do to find their place in WCW. And they call out Finn Balor. They call out The Undertaker. But they know The Undertaker's not here tonight, and Demon Finn Balor has already stormed out of the arena, upset that he couldn't have a true match with Tony D'Angelo. So a lot of moxie coming from A-Town Down Under, but some people are wondering how legitimate it is, because they know that the Demon and the Dead Man, they're not in the ring. But the rivalry does go to level 2. And then in the main event ahead of it, we see Liv Morgan backstage, and Raquel walks into the locker room and lets her know that, look, we're the tag champs. I don't know what's going on with you, but we're going to fight together. We got to take down Dakota. One of us should be the champion. And Liv Morgan says, "Raquel, if you want, I'll let you be the champion." And Raquel says, No. I don't want anything handed to me. I don't understand what's going on with you right now. You were such a courageous woman that didn't back down, didn't cater to anything. And Liv said, "I'm not catering to anybody. I'm trying to protect everybody. I'm trying to protect you." And Raquel Rodriguez says, "Protect me from what?" And Liv says, "When the match happens, you'll know. You'll see." And as this triple threat match goes on, all 3 are starting to compete. They're starting to battle. And Liv Morgan looks like she has the advantage. But then Dakota Kai puts her upside down in the corner, puts her in the Tree of Woe. And Liv Morgan can't escape. And Dakota Kai leaves the ring and grabs a microphone and says, "Liv, give up. Tap out. Give up." And Liv says, "No." And Dakota says, "Then you leave me no choice." And she says, "What do you call delivery birds who like rap music?" And Liv starts begging, "No, Dakota, no, please, no." And Raquel, outside of the ring, tries to run in and stop, but before she can get to Dakota, Dakota says, "Homie pigeons!" And Raquel, she now gets it. She understands what Liv is trying to stop, what Liv is trying to fight for. So she grabs Dakota, hits a power bomb, removes her partner from the turnbuckle, and says, "I understand. Save us all." And Liv Morgan gets the pin on Dakota Kai. She is now the women's champion and the tag team champion. And it seems that Raquel is starting to understand the message, but we'll hear more from her next week. So for our rundowns quickly on the WCW side, since we were the last show there, 2.5 stars in the opener. Pat McAfee gets triple threat win over both the Creed brothers. 2.5 stars, level 4 on the rivalry between Brutus and Pat McAfee. New rivalry here for Tommaso Ciampa. 2 stars over Flip the Script. Tatum Paxley in a new feud with Kalani Jordan. A 1.5 star victory in the triple threat. Also Cord Jade in that match. Demon Finn Balor starts a new feud with Tony D'Angelo, who refused to fight after his first few moves didn't work. 2 stars on that new feud. And in the main event, Liv Morgan, now your women's champion. No movement on the rivalry, but 3.5 stars. Liv is a double champion. On the call side of things, Johnny Gargano moves his feud with Julius Creed of the Creed Brothers to level 4, and then A-Town Down Under now up to level 2 with Demon and the Dead Man. On NXT 2.0, the Sandman debuts in a very impactful way. 3-star victory for him. Also, Bray Wyatt and Axiom have their rivalry go up to level 3. Ashante, the Adonis, was on a bit of a skid, gets it back on track with victory over Kit Wilson. 2.5 stars rivalry up to level 3. 2 rivalries here. So Hail Mary and the Manifestation have their rivalry go to level 2. Io Sky starts a new feud with Disco Bell. Io Sky hanging on to her women's championship in fatal 4-way action. Sol Ruka taking advantage of all that extra stamina gets a 3-star victory over Tiffany Stratton, pushing their feud to level 4. And in the main event, Eric Rowan stops Dragon Lee. 4 stars in the match. I got really thrown off because it showed the tag rivalry here. I was like, what the hell? So I think the rivalry stayed level 1 for the singles feud. But Eric Rowan is your new North American champion. That, dude, my brain was like, wait. But the reason that the game glitched there is because the Usos have called out the Wyatt Six, Uncle Howdy, and Eric Rowan, and started a tag feud there. On the double down, only one of them works, but Triton does get the feud to level 2 with Braun Breaker. And then on Raw, Angelo Dawkins able to get the upset victory over Drew McIntyre in a 2-star match. Max Impact.
Damn, man.
Keeps finding ways to win, man. 1 star in the match, but a new rivalry here between Max Impact and Javon Evans. 2 stars for Eddie Thorpe, who says, whatever you are, I am, you are, I am, I am.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Stay tuned next week to see what Eddie Thorpe meant. And then 1.5 stars, Lash Legend wins the triple threat tables match over Alexa Bliss and Sarah Kofkas. Lash Legend and Alexa Bliss starting a new feud. And in the main event, Brooks Jensen hangs on to the title after the run-in by Ludwig Kaiser. And Brooks Jensen stays level 1 with John Cena, but Kaiser and Obafemi have the rivalry go up to level 2. On the call side of things, AJ Styles calls out Kevin Owens, pushing their rivalry to level 3. Samoan Werewolves call out the Street Profits, also to level 3, and Becky Lynch calls out Zelina Vega, also to level 3. And then for ECW, Duke Hudson and Stax Lorenzo, an unlikely team up and take down the War Raiders in a 3-star opener, kicking off a new feud for them. Andre Chase is out for 3 weeks, but starts a new rivalry in a 2-star victory over Logan Paul. And there you can see the rivalry has skedaddled because Karrion Kross has skedaddled as Good Brothers take down Final Testament. And then Razor, 2.5 stars, gets a victory over Trick Williams in the main event. Maxine Dupree proving maybe she's worthy of a future opportunity at a cross-branded PLE. She wins 3.5 stars over Fallon Henley in the TLC match rivalry up to level 2. On the call side of things, Omos mocks Cruz del Toro for not flipping water bottles like his partner does. They go to level 2. For NXT 2.0, they're going to get a 103 rating score, 26,000 fans, $51,000. For ECW, they're going to get a 100 rating score, 22,000 fans, $52,000. And Duke Hudson and Stax Lorenzo, they're an incredible tag team. Armando knew what he was doing, man. He knew. He sensed it. Over on Raw, an 83 rating score, 11,000 fans, and $38,000. And then finally for WCW, a 94 rating score, 18,000 fans, $41,000. NXT 2.0 going to grab contract negotiation 2 for their commissioner goal this week.
Oh,
Hey, yo. I'm not even
Bang.
going to be in first, though, because it's not the same.
Yeah,
Fans.
yeah, you just
fans
get a trophy
only.
now. Congratulations. But
I'm not clicking it.
Canada has completed 5 challenges to get his first trophy of the year. And
Ooh.
with his table matches, he's got 10 of them at least. He had about 10 this week. Took advantage of the shake-up card there, and now can make one of those table matches really good. Also, for Potster, I don't remember what that one is offhand, but is going to get a second rock bottom prices card where all match costs get discounted by 50%. Very good random card there. And these are the standings. So Armando holds first place. I am 36,000 fans behind him. Cheek, 16,000 fans behind me. And Canada, 23,000 fans behind Cheek as we go to Pontiac, Michigan.
Michigan started with Raw. Okay, I'm going to go. I think you should put me in a match with Angel. I just did.
Yeah, but trust
Do it
him.
again.
Do
Yeah,
it again,
trust
coward.
them. Yeah.
Oh my god. Sorry, no.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Again, like Cody's mentioned this before, I think it's better to say no and get this small decrease to Drew's morale than say yes and try to book it within the next 3 weeks. Because I'm not going to book it at the go home, not going to book it at the pay-per-view. It's going to be tough as Cheek farts to book it on week 16 with it's going to be tough. Yeah, it's going to be tough to book this. In case anything comes up, Angelo wants 2 weeks off, wants some title match, anything. I don't trust that 1 week. Not happening. AJ Styles is pretty psyched for the upcoming pay-per-view. Can't wait to put on a great show for the crowd. Oh, boy. That wasn't my plan, but I guess now it is. I'm going to say this now. I wanted to watch the tag feud end at the pay-per-view. But with AJ Styles just saying that he's going to get pissed if I don't put him on the card. So it looks like we're watching another AJ Styles Kevin Owens match at the pay-per-view. Unfortunately, I tried, but man, we got to get everything we can with our bookings here. We can't have angry superstars. We're last in a worse way. So Triple H says I was pretty skeptical about sarcophagus. But just have to say, Raw definitely saw a boost in its fans. Looks like it gained 50K fans. Is that going to happen at the end of this week?
Bruh.
Or
there's no way you already got it, so it's probably a bonus when you end this week. It'll probably be in the extra section.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's hit yet.
That shows though.
Mine and Cheek's color is so tight that I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, a fan.
But yeah, I think it shows though that a lot of times when we've seen that a lot where the person comes in and says I'll compete for free, and usually they're kind of a low-key jobber and not a lot happens. You just take a free body.
Yeah.
But you took sarcophagus and you gave her some promos, you boosted her ring XP because she had that 1 week where she did 10. And then you put her in a match, so clearly paid all 50,000 fans. I mean that could have you in first after this week.
You just said the fan change, and I now have 1611. I don't remember what I just ended with, but I'm gonna whoever's next booking, go to the career tab and we'll see, because I remember I was 20 behind Cheek, and
I mean
Cheek was like 20 behind you.
So that it looks like it's my guess is it'll just pop up in like the post week thing, like how when I had Angel Investor it showed like my extra revenue. I think you'll have the same thing for fans.
Like that. I like that a lot. Okay dokie, let's do. I'm gonna grab fixed match just in case I need it. I'm gonna grab Get School just like Cheek. I'm gonna get School, and there's only one person I want to send to school, and that's Max Impact. The man has earned it. Has he not earned it?
Let's go, dude.
He's earned it. Okay, now for the scary part.
To the moon, Max Impact.
Oh
No, dude. We gotta look at talent scouts. Come on. Okay. Here we go. Male. Male. I'm gonna do male bad boy, and if it doesn't work, I'm just gonna do a bad boy search. Please pop up. Okay. I think I want to do this instead. I think I have a better shot. I'm just not going to get my pop. I'm not going to get the jobber I want. I want one jobber in my life, and I'm not going to get him. We got one more shot. I'm going to look at the pay-per-view for this guy. Actually, I don't even think I can unless I get a Get School card.
Dude, sign Chester. You have a star right there staring at you.
I'd have to do Jackson Smooth, Chase. Did you say Chase or Chester?
Chester, dude.
They
Look
could
at
be
that.
the team though. They could be Chaster.
Chaster.
No.
He's got a 3 of 5.
What's that tattoo on
Little
his?
deal.
Look at that.
That's Ribby. He's an old. He was in one of the old My Rises, like 2K20 maybe.
I can't
That's
believe
Ribby, like everyone knows.
I'm not spoiling my backup plan. That's not what I'm doing.
Will it, you coward?
No. So
Oh.
we're gonna wait and okay. Need to think here. Need to think. I don't have a thing, so oops, do not quit. Let's do the good old book and promo thing. Let's see who's got the stamina. We're gonna do a good old Alexa Bliss charity promo. Change it up. She's the advertising queen, but damn, we're down bad in the worst way. So hopefully with that 50K boost, we get another little boosty there. So I guess we have to book this match this week, unfortunately. And I think what I'm going to do is they have a lot of stamina. I'm going to try Steel Cage. It's pretty expensive. But with a level 3, I think we might even be able to get away with Extreme Rules. Match specialty for solo. It looks like the boys might keep their belts this way, but I'm willing to let that happen. I wanted the Street Profits to win. That's why I wanted to watch it, because I wanted somebody to cheer for. But again, we have been pivoting these last 2 weeks in the craziest way. So that's just fine. Speaking of tag belts, we have 2 tag belts that are vacant right now. And we have a team in Lash Legend and Jakar Jackson, the Meta 2. And they are going up against the real life cousins in Tamina.
Ooh.
And Naya.
Tamina Jax.
Tamina. No, it's what happens if you move the I in Tamina over to the right one, you get Tamnaya. So we got Tamnaya. That's what I'm going with. No.
Book the show.
We're booking.
You're booking, but you ain't cooking.
Oh, we're gonna cook, brother. Just. So we are gonna see that. Might as well have Kevin Owens call out AJ Styles. AJ Styles gets the rest. We'll get that to level 4 for our pay-per-view, PLE, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I always just swap back and forth between the two on instinct.
I think we got to get Javon Evans to heal because Max Impact is our boy. And what else can we do here? Because we have specific things. I might have to ditch my whole plans for everything, including my my plans I had there for the jobber. I might have to ditch the jobbers because I'm in last place in the worst way. So I can't tell if I want to just have a great time or try to really win here and make some trades and really push after this. So we will see. Now we got to get this curve just right. And I think what we'll do is end Baron Corbin, Eddie Thorpe immediately in a steel cage. I'm up to 88,000. I gotta be careful. I just don't know if that's worth it yet. We got a title match. We got a title match that ends a rivalry. This is definitely our main event. We've been at least cooking that for a while. I could end. Yeah, maybe that's what I do actually. We end. We'll have this third, and we end Becky Lynch. Oops, wrong way around. We end Becky Lynch, Zelina, as well, because I think that will help. They don't even need the tables match. We're gonna leave it normal. No, let's keep this one going for a bit, because just 2,000 fans, that could help us a bit, actually. 2,000 fans, you never know. We might be in second after this week with that 50,000.
I know, it's gonna be. I'm like antsy to see what it looks
That's
like now.
crazy, yeah.
Brooks Jensen is not gonna get hurt yet, and since he won't be at the pay-per-view, let's do John Cena, Brooks Jensen for the title. And I was just like, oh, I'll do a submission match. Maybe they'll get up to level 3, but I do not have that yet. Can't book the TLC, so we will just book a tables match and get these two. Maybe Brooks Jensen will be at level 10 after this tables match, and it won't end the feud. That won't end the feud, but we are bookending this show with feuds ending, and I think that is pretty decent in and of itself. Last thing I want to do is maybe let Sarah just kind of prove in herself. I don't know many weeks she has left, but I don't know if I want to spend. Yeah, I don't know if I want to spend 5,000 doing that. I might pull a ECW and leave one promo slot free this week.
Ooh.
Money intact. I think I'm gonna do that. We're kind of going all in just because we had a horrible week 13, so we're really trying to put on a show here. Do I want this one to end? I think with that 50K boost, I think maybe I'll just put them in a tables match instead. Save some money. Save a lot of money, actually.
Yeah.
Wait, is this thing? Hold on.
Is this thing on?
Is this thing this week? It is this week.
Oh.
No, I really want to save that for like a high level. And plus, the best part of this is if we don't find ourselves finding use, we can let them all roll over.
Yeah.
Power cards, we'd like to remind that they will roll over.
Whoa.
I'm gonna hit Cody with
Whoa.
bad timing, just to shake
We'll-
things up.
We'll see if it tells us who gets hit with that this year. If it's just a mystery again.
I'm just doing it because I'll feel bad if I'm in second place after this. So currently, look, I'm in fourth, so I don't feel bad doing it. So, whew, okay. Oh fuck.
Oh.
Least popular bruiser. Who is that? Can he even fight this week? Least popular bruisey is Sarah Koff. She's. Oh, I don't have any girly girls. Maybe we actually have that as a call out instead. Sarah Koff's. There's nobody else.
Add her. Just add her to that first match.
Ooh, dude,
That's what I did with Sandman.
you're cooking.
I'll help a little bit.
I hope she wins now, just for the meme. My show is just run by jobbers, Max Impact and Sarah Koff. Damn, dude. All right, well, this is back on the line then, and I had a tables match. Okay, great, and this can stay. Give me Obafemi cutting a promo. Okay, how about that? I hate cutting promos, but I also don't want an empty slot. I just thought about it. Okay, I'm feeling better. We get a rehab 3, and we might start going in on letting people get injured. Sarah Koff just found her way into a title picture. That's kind of insane. One last look at power cards. One last look to make sure my guy is like not actually just hiding in here. Okay, he isn't. And I think we have to bail on that idea, and you'll find out why next week. So I think we'll send this one in, take a quick one last look. Curve is good. I don't think we need it. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Oh, what the fuck?
Oh.
Oh, wanted a little assist from Paul Heyman.
Oh, bam.
Oh,
right.
shit.
Dang, Alejandro.
Armando. I mean, we came into this week in second, so we're getting hit with that bargain bin special effects. He hit us with, it wasn't this one. He went with the arena one as well going into the first PLE. So our special effects are down. We'll see how it phases here. So Abric Slam, this is potentially the 100K, which I dread, but he might be gone this week. Let's talk to Karrion Kross first. Hi, DeVille. Great to be joining you, WCW. I'm raring to go and look forward to my first match. I'm very excited to have you, Mr. Cross.
Hell yeah.
You know, I don't see many new phases of the show. I think we need to get the word out about our brand more. So this is similar to Cheek's situation where it's either going to be I have so many weeks to get the advertising upgraded, or he doesn't want to be booked until the advertising's upgraded. But I think we can do that. I mentioned wanting to do an upgrade with the arena, potentially doing both of those. So I think we're going to go ahead and tell him yes, and then we'll just do advertising for the sake of fulfilling the promise, because I wasn't really locked into any of them. Excited to be in front of that next crowd. So didn't really specify there, but we'll see. We'll find out. All right, here we go. Listen up, saying I don't like the direction things have been going for me. Being the good guy all the time just doesn't work for me, so I'm changing.
Oh, that's not bad.
In my head, I was reading that as robes. I'm changing robes. I have a naughty robe now. I don't care what you think. This is for me now. I mean, I don't want to fire him outright, so I'm just gonna say it wasn't in my plans, you know. Yeah, well, too bad. I've made him. I don't know why I went Seth Rollins there, but all right. So he's bad, and it increases morale a little bit. So we'll take it. His next show. Okay, so this is the show appearance, so we need to not book him until we get tier 3 advertising, which we could just knock out. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, we could do that this week. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do it so I don't accidentally forget. I don't know if he's getting booked this week or not, but there's a decent chance that I would instinctively forget this and then get in trouble. So advertising gets a boost, so next time I book Tommaso Ciampa, his promise will be fulfilled. Or I guess I was gonna say we didn't get the contract notification, but that would be next week, where we'll learn at the Bash of Berlin episode. We'll learn if we get notified whose contract drops or not. Actually, for the sake of, I won't remember this, but for the sake of potentially being able to review this and inserting in something, we'll show all the contracts there, and then see what one drops by 2 weeks, maybe. Okay, so one more tables match, we get a card, one more call out, one more tag call out, takes care of those.
Sheesh, you're gonna get like 9 cards after that.
Yeah, we're cruising through these. The big roster really helped me push this one, because that one could be kind of complicated.
Who got the 2 weeks taken away?
That's what I was just saying. It didn't. That's why I pulled
show.
that up, where I was like, we'll have to see next week.
Oh yeah, 'cause it goes into effect next week.
Yeah. It's fine. You just hate my voice. I get it. I sometimes hate it too. Okay, so for the power card side of things, fixed match, contract negotiation. I mean, we're definitely grabbing that. We're not gonna hesitate there. Might not use it this week, but we've got enough people on temp deals that I intend to do stuff with, so we'll hold that. Do I want to fix match? Probably. The get schooled, I think we'll hold. Okay, so let's start tossing things together here. So Johnny Gargano and Julius Creed of the Creed Brothers have their feud come to a close. Brutus Creed of the Creed Brothers is going to have his feud come to a close with Pat McAfee. Chemical X versus Liv and Raquel is going to be our PLE match, so we need to get the role change on to Raquel. That way everything's aligned as needed for that match. And then we might give Chemical X a little tune-up match. They've got the stamina anyway. And we're going to go with Rhea and Cora just to, again, just get things moving. With them being a level 4 feud, we don't got to worry about the feud being replaced. Maybe we get lucky. Cora and Rhea have tag chemistry, but just kind of get them on the card. Then Ciampa can be booked whenever I need him here. Abracus Slam still upset. So I could still, I mean, it'd be heel, so do super bad. So I don't think I want to do that this week. Let's get Karrion Kross doing something here. We might go Karrion Kross and Tommaso Ciampa, because I'm not really committed to Ciampa versus Flip, because again, my thinking was I might be letting Flip go anyway. And we can get Karrion Kross potentially moving a little bit here. Again, popularity way down because he was injured for like 7-8 weeks on ECW, just not getting booked. So benefit, we got a lot of stamina. Downside, not much popularity, but we got a chance maybe to fix that. I think those guys could make a decent little feud. And then we got one more match to put on here. We could go Tony and Finn. Again, we could get Roman involved in something. I'm worried about him. I mean, I really want to do him and Taker, but I guess if he pops a feud with somebody else, we can pivot. because I feel like Roman definitely needs to be on the show in some capacity. Let's do Tony and Finn. Let's have Roman do a self promo this week just to get him lifted back up. He took a couple weeks off due to stamina and then just happens to not be in a feud right now. The person I want to put him in a feud with is super tuckered out because he was trying to read a letter and that wore him out. So we got 2 promo slots. Yeah, right. It happens to the best of us. 2 promo slots here. I hate to do it again, but I feel like we got to get those challenges done. So we're going to have A-Town Down Under do another call out of Finn and Undertaker. And then we've got 1 promo slot left. And I think we finished the call out side of things. And we have Dakota call out Liv. We will need to turn Dakota heel before finishing this feud, but we'll have her kind of be in denial that she's, you know, being slowly hated by everybody to push that. That'll take care of 2 of those challenges. So we'll get 2 random cards at the end of this show. We've both times gotten shashas for our random challenges. So if I get 2 more shashas, I may have a mental breakdown. So now stipulations and the curve. So no specialties there. TLC and Iron Man. Iron Man's tempting, but the stamina cost is high. I don't need these guys at the PLE, so let's do it. Let's do an Iron Man match and let that main event. I still think, even though this has, I'm trying to think what they did last. I think these guys did 2 stars, so I think these guys closing out a few with stipulation is going to do better. We're just going to give them a tables match, though. That'll also complete our tables challenge. So we get 3 challenges done this week. And then put this third because we got the feud. Again, this is just sort of a nothing match, but hopefully I'm hoping Gigi and Shotzi win. I'm not going to put a fixed match to try to make that happen, but hoping they get a little popularity boost going into the pay-per-view. Karrion Kross, just try to get him rolling with something here against Ciampa, who's been a good hand for me. We'll do tag call after Finn. I think that makes sense. And then we're going to have Dakota go here just for my head canon right after Raquel does her promo. And then Roman Reigns gets to talk. Okay, cool. I did not pay attention to my commissioner goal. And I did it. Ooh. And I get a good card for it. Best offense. So, again, this is a weird one. But if I play this, let's say I played this in week 15. I block any card used on me in week 16 in terms of they play the card in week 16. So to block what Canada did against me this week, I would have to have played the card last week. It's a weird one in terms of the timing and the wording of it. And then, of course, can't block GM or PLE power cards as well. Don't get blocked there.
Yeah, and it could. No, I mean, with the wording, it does sound like it's the same. But there has been updates. It could be different, but the wording really does sound like it's the same.
Yeah, first card played on you next week. So last year, that's how it was. It was kind of a confusing one. So again, if I think I'm going to get hit with a card next week by somebody, then I would want to play this card. Or if I just want to kind of throw it up and say, don't use a card on me next week, I got things I need to do. That's where that comes into play. It's a really good card. It's tricky to know when to use it. Promises were good because Ciampa's will get fulfilled this week. So yeah, I think we're good to send it in. I want to see, is there anything I really want to do here? I think I'm going to hold. Don't need the physio. Don't need the rehab. No need to veto or anything yet. Well, we got 2 of these, so we'll send back.
Ooh.
For the power card store next week. Contract negotiation, I think I'm gonna hold. Yeah, so we're good. No title matches here, so I don't know how well the show will go overall, but our champions are just all really low stamina right now. We went hard to build their feuds, so we send it in.
Oh, buddy. Looks like we have some issues here. So we're going to go to Elton Prince first because he looks like he's not having a good time. The only way is with 100K. Otherwise, he is walking out. So that's not my plan. So we have to say bye-bye to the prince. Ooh, he sticks around, a little
Our first
slut.
one
You
more
bluffing?
chance.
Damn. What a phony. Comes in me. Or wait, what?
Mayo.
He came at me, acting tough, and he whimpered down. Now, a man who won't back down from the negotiation table is Dr. Punching Stone. Trying to press me for almost 10K.
Damn.
We don't talk figures, buddy. Let's get him. See, right here, like, another 10 weeks is 16,000, but just to wrap it up for the season, it cost me an extra 1,500 from the 10 weeks. So if I'm going to extend him for 10 weeks, you might as well just sign him for the season.
Yeah, there's 11 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, including this week, I guess.
Right. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and lock him in. It cost me basically an extra 8 grand. Just to go ahead and lock him in for the season. That gives me another body. He's got good stamina, which you couldn't tell by looking at him, but he does. So we're going to lock him in. Tiffany Stratton.
Ooh.
Loves being in a certain match. The one and only Tornado Tag. Nobody does that better than me. Not only do I love it, but the WWE Universe loves watching me in it. I think if you book me in one, you'll see I wasn't wrong. All right, we could do that. Tiffany Stratton's going to be in a Tornado Tag, ladies and gents. Sweet, all right. Could revive the women's tag stables. So, all right, and then... Oh, wow, so that backfired. Cindy is just out of here. So we never got to see Funk and Fire and full act. We saw it once. So potentially one of the greatest what-ifs in CodyVerse history. Unless one day we bring her back. Fire. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Trust me, Triton. Immediately. Calling out Brawny Breaks. Boom. So we get increased cost. So we can slightly inconvenience somebody. That'll be fun. All right. So the good news is we could still use Cindy Backfire for this week. But it's going to stink because we're losing that tag feud, but it is what it is.
You know what? It is what it is. It is what it is.
Now I gotta think here what I want my Bash of Berlin match to be. I think I know. Oh man, we need good callouts this week, boys. We have to hit. All right, and then speaking of must hits, this match is gonna hit Soul Rook at Tiffany Stratton for sure. Z's. We're gonna get Blair Davenport and Jade Cargill also into the mix. Let me see here. I think it's time for Jimmy and Jay. All right, we're cooking. We're cooking. Chuck McWaggett.
Fours.
Dude, this is what we... And then if these two can get up, we can have a level 4 next week, potentially, but I'm guessing level 3. Alright, and then we gotta break the level 4 streak. Let's see. Shantae Kisters or Fiend. Yeah, I think we gotta go. I think we gotta go this. So I think those are our matches. Let me finish these promos. And let's do... We need some charity. Why does everyone suck on the mic on my card? All right. And let's do the Adonis. Let's have him do advertise and try to get us some money back. All right. I think this is a good card. Now I just got to get my order. Just stacked level 4s, but this is not, so it's got to go inside somewhere. Howdy and Uso. I think we're gonna do that. Throw the stippies on it. TLC, get juicy. Let's do tables. Let me check the power cards here. Is there anything? Oh, look at that.
Got the tables.
One randomly booked tables match. That's interesting. You can't pick.
Yeah. So if you're booking multiple of them, it's a little risky. But if you only have one, it's perfect.
All right, there we go. So we're going to play the feud. And someone needs to get schooled. I think we need... Man, Triton's right there. Sol Ruka's right there. We can keep working on Bronski. I mean, Tiffany Stratton could get a big push. I think it's time we get Triton up a little bit more.
Oh,
So he's knocking on the door, dude.
He's right there.
Dude. Ugh.
Knock, knocking on the door.
NXT. All right. I think that's good. I'm not gonna buy anything else. I just need to figure out if I want any other stippies. I'm scared though because the tables match. If I book another, I'm at risk. I don't really have much other money, so I think let's do this. You guys go to TLC as well. And this right here, oh my goodness. We literally can only do tables, so we're gonna have that be our tables, I think. And we're out of money, I believe, so. Okay. That might turn out to be a pretty decent card for once, boys.
Ooh.
And I get my thing fulfilled. And I want to check. Where's my stuff at? I want to check my season challenges. I haven't looked at these in a while. 10 shows with the call-out promo, so I am going to get a random card for this after the show. So that's pretty cool. And then 25 matches. I might get this if we have at least 3-star. All right, so we're getting close to a couple. So it could be a big week if I can have every single card be 3 stars. I'm gonna get 2 cards and a trophy after this. So there we go. We are locking in and hoping for the best. This is a potential big booking.
Speaking of big bookings, man, we got here with the CodyVerse was absolutely rocked when local talent Sarcophagus appeared in a random match last week and somehow earned 50,000 new fans overnight, according to Triple H, instantly becoming a viral sensation. And Nick Aldis, he's not one to miss a moment, so he's made it official. She can draw that much heat. She's earned a title shot, and now it's official. Can Sarcophagus do it? Oh, the man handles business. You get it? Yeah, and so, I mean, I guess no match. Sarcophagus was absolutely no match, and maybe more of a distraction for Zelina in this match. And the rematch clause to the rematch clause to the rematch clause, and I guess Zelina might get a rematch to that rematch. Oh boy, this is like a Charlotte Flair title run here. So lose the belt, get the belt, lose the belt, get the belt. Here we go. Alexa Bliss comes in, holds up a novelty check, and says, I'm donating 7% of all my merch profits to a great cause. My own financial recovery. It's a non-profit. I technically don't make a profit. It's in the name. The crowd is confused, and somehow we get 5,250 fans. And this one, tables match. We almost ended it in a steel cage, but we thought these guys can probably go a little longer. And last week, Eddie Thorpe said, I'm you, and I'm me, but I'm a better you than you are me. And nobody understood what it meant, and neither did Baron Corbin. And I actually kind of pissed him off enough to start this one and get the tables victory in a 3-star match. Just kind of absolutely thunderclap elbow through a table, and Thorpe kind of licking his wounds there in a 3-star match. And I believe the first match was 3.5 stars. Kevin Owens calls into Raw, and he's still at the spa that he was at last week. He's holding his phone. He says, AJ, buddy, I got to admit, you got me. That calf crusher the other week, that was brutal. You are the champ. Kind of impressive. He shifts a bit and then says, look where I'm at. Spa day, baby. I'm chilling because the next time we fight, I'm ending your little vacation at the top of the division. You made me tap once. Cool story, bro. I'm going to make you snap. See you soon, pretty boy. He drops the phone back onto the table and kind of signals over the spa attendant and says, hey, can you bring me the style special? I want to know what it's like to fold under pressure. Hell yeah, dude. After Lash Legend turned on Hail Mary weeks ago, week 9, I believe, CodyVerse watched the team form in real time, the Meta 2, because we don't have the other 2 to form the Meta 4. The chemistry was instant, and we need a match to kind of go over those vacant tag team titles. I didn't see them in the middle. I got panicked, but I do see it over on the left side, so it is on, and it does say title match. But of course, Tamina and Nia Jax, call them Timnia, the cousins, 2 juggernauts themselves, 2 monsters themselves, tired of being overlooked. So maybe they just need some tag gold around their waist in a normal match. But hey, wow, it's a normal match too. I certainly thought Timnia was going to dominate, but they've done it. The Meta 2 survive. And then Lash survives a kind of crushing Samoan drop. And kind of Jakara reaches over, tags in, climbs into the ring, pin on Lash, but the ref's like, that I can't do anything. Nia Jax stands up. Jakara rolls up Nia Jax. 1, 2, 3. And the Meta 2 are your champions. Javon Evans is sick and tired. This is almost Eddie Thorpe 2.0 in a way, because he feels exactly how Eddie Thorpe felt. He says, I sympathize with Eddie Thorpe, and just like him, I'm a bad man. And speaking of bad men, John Cena versus Brooks Jensen. We come down to the ring, and John Cena is already in the ring with a mic, and he says, Brooks Jensen, the walking Neanderthal, the caveman evolution forgot. You beat me in a TLC map, not with skill, not with honor, but with a steel pipe. You walk around Raw swinging that thing like it makes you dangerous. You ain't dangerous, Brooks. You're just dumb. You're sloppy. You're one cracked forehead away from headbutting the stage screen. You think that makes you the king of the jungle? Nah, it puts a target on your back, and Cena, he don't miss. But he misses tonight. Cena went for the 5-knuckle shuffle. Brooks pops up like a caveman possessed and headbutts him right in the chest. Cena goes down like a sack of bricks. And Brooks Jensen picks him up. Military press slam through a table outside the ring. And this match is over. Still your Intercontinental Champion, Brooks Jensen. Obafemi comes out. Oh, God. And he says, y'all want me to go after the IC title? or do y'all want me to kick Ludwig Kaiser's ass? And nobody responds. And he says, I said. and he's like, wait, I didn't bring a microphone. He runs back, kind of embarrassed. And nobody follows Obafemi. No fan game for Obafemi. It's okay. That's fine. That's fine. Samoan Werewolves, they've been terrorizing the tag division, I think, since week 4, maybe week 6. I can't remember. Destroying everything in their path, including the Street Profits, making them uneasy of their own tag alliance. But Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, they've been through the ringer themselves, and they've kind of patched things up, but we'll see, because it's been kind of a rocky road between the two. But this one, there's an Extreme Rules match, so we're not relying on tag-ins. We're not relying on anything. Just all-out war between the Samoan Werewolves and the Street Profits. And kind of as we expected with the match, especially on Solo, absolute carnage happens. If you blinked, you missed it. And the boys, the Samoan Werewolves, come out on top. 4 stars, amazing match. That's what we needed to end this one. And what is next for this tag division?
We head over to WCW, where upcoming tag team challengers, the Brothers, are split apart to deal with their own issues tonight. Last week, the Creed Brothers were embarrassed by their miscommunication, allowing Pat McAfee to take advantage. Tonight, Brutus Creed has no brother because his brother's got other business to handle. Pat McAfee, Brutus Creed kick it off in a Cody turns his controller back on tables match. And Brutus Creed didn't quite have the same distractions as last week. He didn't have to worry about who was going to get the win. So Pat McAfee, unable to pull his shenanigans, Brutus Creed lifts him up and power slams him through a 3-star table to kick off the show. And then Raquel Rodriguez comes out to the ring, and she looks disheveled. She looks like she honestly hasn't even slept. But she says, I get it. I finally get it. I thought Liv Morgan had lost herself. Liv Morgan is still the same incredible superstar that she is. She just realized there's things in this world that are worth fighting for. And after what I witnessed last week, Dakota Kai leaving Liv tied up in the corner, trying to tell her jokes, forcing them upon her, I get it. I stand with Liv Morgan, and I stand with each and every one of you. We have to save the world from Dakota Kai, but at Bash in Berlin, we also have to save the world from the infection of Chemical X. And then Chemical X make their way to the ring, crowd booing them as they just, it's something sickly came across last week. They want a little bit of a warm-up match, but instead of getting, some maybe jobbers on a one-night contract, they find out that Rhea Ripley and Cora Jade have decided to be a united front for the night. However, the tag team chemistry of Chemical X is just way too much. Rhea Ripley and Cora Jade, couple incredible single stars, but they're not able to pair up and do what they need to do. Chemical X able to get the victory, building momentum, and they do the title belt signal around the waist. They've got the goal in mind, and then the camera cuts backstage to show Tatum Paxley yet again just maniacally laughing at the victory of Chemical X. And Dakota Kai comes out to the ring and says, I'm just so misunderstood. It's actually crazy that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez think they're causing some sort of riot against me. I mean, they're coming across like mindless zombies. By the way, speaking of, ladies and gentlemen, what do vegetarian zombies eat? Grains, and she starts laughing in the crowd, can't take it, and all of a sudden Liv Morgan jumps over the barricade through the crowd, comes into the ring, tackles Dakota Kai to the mat, and she starts attacking Dakota Kai. But while this is happening, the camera shows backstage. Chemical X is attacking Raquel Rodriguez. And behind them, you see fingers moving as if they're steering the puppets. And you don't see, but you hear the laughter of Tatum Paxley. Liv Morgan wants to leave and save her partner Raquel. But before she can, Dakota grabs her by the hair, turns around, hits the chiropractor. Both Liv and Raquel so distracted by Dakota that they could be vulnerable to their tag team challengers at Bash in Berlin. Tony D'Angelo got to the arena and found out he had to face Finn Balor once again. And he said, hey, please, I'm not scared. I'm not a scaredy cat. I'm just saying that it's not fair that I keep getting put in these matches like this against these otherworldly creatures, especially with my partner Abigail Slam nowhere to be seen. And Sonya says, tough shit. Go to the ring. But this week, Tony just never goes to the ring. Finn Balor wins by forfeit. Tony D'Angelo has got to figure something out, or his future at WCW could very genuinely be in jeopardy. And then A-Town Down Under come out to the ring. They're high-fiving the fans, but they're kind of like, after each high five, they have a little bit of hand sanitizer, and they wipe their hands clean. They don't want the fans turns on them, but they're like, damn, we gotta like interact with the fans and be good guys. That's so much fun. And then they get to the ring, and they say, I see you right there in the front row. And they point to this lady. It's got this big perm that clearly just didn't go well. She's got, like, hair is just all over the place. And Austin Theory says, your hair looks absolutely hot. And Grace Waller nudges him. Beautiful. It's honestly some of the best hair that I've ever seen. I wish it was my hair. And then the lady screams, she's like, it's a wig, you can have it. And Grace and Austin Theory kind of look at each other, and Grayson's like, well, you kind of got to do it. And Austin Theory's like, yeah. And puts on the wig, and the crowd's cheering. They're so excited. And Austin Theory, I mean, it looks like he has something crawling up his spine. He can't handle it, and he just smiles through the pain. And Grayson Waller says, Finn Balor, your partner can only hide for so long. You can't hide behind lies. Trust me, we know. Tommaso Ciampa in the ring last week let loose of a lot of frustration as he beat up on Flip the Script, and he thinks he's got a rematch tonight. But when Flip the Script's music hits, he doesn't appear. The lights go out, they come back up, and the sand is trickling down the giant timer in the ring. And then the Titantron goes black, and it shows Karrion Kross, who has arrived on WCW. But Karrion Kross, he tries to play the mind games with Tommaso Ciampa, lets him know that it's interesting that he and his partner Johnny Gargano, they haven't really been fighting in tag team matches lately. Is there a reason for that? Is there something deep down? Tommaso Ciampa not having it. They're fighting back and forth, and Karrion Kross continues to hint that something's wrong, and he points out, you've betrayed him so many times before. Why would you not do it again? And Tommaso Ciampa unleashes vengeance upon Karrion Kross, getting a 2-star victory, starting a feud as Karrion Kross tries to plant doubt in the mind of one half of the tag team champions. And then Roman Reigns comes out to the ring and says, do you remember me? And nobody does. And Roman, he seems a little bit thrown off by this. he has kind of the reaction that he had. I think I was SmackDown. If it was Raw, I apologize. When he found out that Paul Heyman's about to be in the corner of CM Punk at WrestleMania, he has kind of a confused look on his face, and he said, I said I'm Roman Reigns, your tribal chief, your WCW champion. Acknowledge me. And nobody does anything. And Roman, remember, the fear that Finn Balor said he discovered in Roman Reigns was failure. And Roman Reigns failed his promo here tonight. In the main event, we put 23 minutes and 46 seconds on the clock for this Iron Man match between Johnny Gargano and Julius Creed of the Creed Brothers. And as the two are fighting, they get confused. They thought it was a 25-minute Iron Man match. So even though the score is tied 2 apiece as time is running out, the crowd is trying to let them know the time is running down. But these guys are like, no, we got plenty of time, dude. We got plenty of time. And Johnny Gargano is swinging down right hands, and then he sees the clock and realizes that time is indeed running out. And he tries to close out the match. He tries to get a pinfall on Julius Creed of the Creed Brothers. But Brutus grabs his leg and stops him from following up and locking in the Gargano escape. Time runs out, and as it does, Johnny Gargano realizes the same timer that was put in the ring for Tommaso Ciampa is now in the ring for him. Karrion Kross has maybe left an impact, but Julius Creed able to escape a loss in a 3-star draw to close the show. And then we head over to ECW. Akam and Razor, they no longer have their Final Testament leader in Karrion Kross, so they are nothing more than authors of pain, and they try to take down the Good Brothers in the first match of the night, and they do just that. But Akam gets hurt for 3 weeks. So Razor, he lost one friend to injury. Now he loses another. But AOP does get the win, and a new tag rivalry has begun if it can survive. And Omos calls out Cruz del Toro and says, if you have the guts, maybe someday at some point in the future, weeks and weeks, maybe months beyond, you and I will have a match. And the crowd loves the idea of that. So the rivalry is up to level 3. Trick Williams got a little jealous seeing Logan Paul fight somebody else last week. So he's decided to crash the party and take him on in a tables match here. And he gets the win. The losing streak has ended for Trick Williams. He puts Logan Paul through a 2.5-star table to get the victory. Charity promo from Isla Dawn. She's trying to reset her footing, but she's going to get 3,000 fans behind her as ECW. They heard the rumors, man. 50,000 fans is Raw. They know they got to get some fans to keep that lead. Triple threat action. Maxine Dupree, Fallon Henley have had their rivalry continue to grow. TLC match last week. Lyra Valkyria, though, says, I don't want to cut promos. I belong in the ring. And she shows why in this 2.5-star match. She gets the victory, but Fallon Henley and Maxine Dupree, their rivalry continues to heat up now at level 3. And Ivy Nile, she was just sitting back in catering, and Armando Alejandro Estrada says, you get to the ring. And Ivy Niles got her mouth full. She's like, what? She's got a big cupcake that she was so excited to have. And Armando doesn't care, grabs her and pushes her towards the ring and says, get us fans. And Ivy Nile panically cuts a promo, but she gets 37.50 to the fan count. And then Shinsuke Nakamura, he's got stamina, folks. We haven't seen this for a while. A healthy Shinsuke Nakamura, nothing to fear. He hasn't gotten injured, but he's been a threat of it, taking on Joaquin Wilde here tonight. And Shinsuke Nakamura handles business, gets a victory, 2.5 stars. I can't remember if he had a rivalry with Luke Gallows before the Gallows injury. It's probably gone if so. So nothing new, though, for Shinsuke Nakamura. And Cruz del Toro comes to the ring and says, if one person makes a noise, I'll someday fight Omos. And a guy's like, do it, you won't. And that counts. He gets a new fan, and maybe in the future, possibly, they have a match.
Wow.
But then last week, The War Raiders came up short against Duke Hudson and Stax Lorenzo. A surprising tag team had formed and found immediate success. And upon the tag titles being vacated, a new opportunity rings in here. Who will take those tag titles? It is Duke and Stax. In a 4-star victory, this team cannot be stopped right now. And the War Raiders, they got to get in the lab. They've got to figure out a way. Eric's got the TV title, but they wanted tag team gold together, and they came up short in the 4-star main event.
Bobbity boo bop bamboo. All right, so Sol Ruka, Tiffany Stratton in a rare TLC match for our brand. Sol Ruka is juiced up with 95 stamina. Tiffany Stratton's not too bad either. It's time to see which of these ladies is going to take this one and slowly push for their women's title shot. So here we go. Without further ado, Sol Ruka continuing to dominate Tiffany Stratton. Tiffy time has ran out. This rivalry is done with. Sol Ruka in a classic start to this great card. Good start, Sol Ruka, making a name for herself. Triton, let's go, dude. He knows how to make things grow. Hey, yo. He calls out Brawny, says the dogs ain't gonna be barking next week. They ain't having no bash at Berlin. The only thing getting bashed at Berlin is your face. By my fist. That's the bash at Berlin, you son of a bitch. The rivalry grows to level 3. And now we're going to have a tables match that is going to be out of this world because we have a little help with a specialty card. Jade Cargill, Blair Davenport, 2 great ladies in our women's division that have been excellent in the ring. Their rivalry comes to an end tonight. Who goes through the table, though? And Blair Davenport...
God bless.
Gets the short end of that stick. We have a 4-star match, so we go 4.5 down to 4 stars to start this card, and Jade Cargill puts a beautiful end to a great feud. And then Braun Breaker says, "You son of a bitch, you want to bash at Berlin? Fine. I'll give you a bash at Berlin. You want to make fun of me for a shitty call out last week? Fine. But it's all going to come to a head in Germany." And the rivalry double pops, the KFC double down, exquisite. We get it to level 4 just in time.
Tiffy time.
Tiffy time. And then, boys, do you think someone's going to get hurt in this match?
No, I believe.
Okay. All right, here we go. The friend, Bray Wyatt, risks everything to go one-on-one with Axiom in a battle of the mass that culminates right here, right now.
Ooh.
The Fiend Bray Wyatt. Oh, we swing and a miss on the rivalry. So we needed every match in this card to get 3 stars or more to get a potential trophy or to get a random card rather. And it falls short, so we will complete that at some other time. But a rivalry complete nonetheless. And then we need some charity. We need some fans. So Jey Uso goes out and says, "What up? Have you guys heard that me and my brother Jimmy are getting the tag team back together and the crowd loves it? They're going to be one hell of a duo to stop. That action is coming shortly. The Usos are back together and gets us almost 7,000 fans.
Said, what up?
What up, yo?
Yo,
He's
hell
like,
yeah, dude.
Hey guys, how you doing? Have you heard? Me and Jimmy are back together. All right. Oh man. In the most
Oh my god.
fascinating match of the night,
Yes.
Chuck McWagon, Dr. Punching Stone. Their popularity might be little, but their mustaches are not. They are mighty. I feel like Dr. Punching Stone has had an absolute chokehold on this rivalry, but it doesn't matter. What matters is right here, right now, and anything can happen when you step foot inside that ring. And Chuck McWagon says, "I got something to say to you." Punching stone.
Boom.
Oh,
Oh no!
what?
Wow! In a match that was anything but dull, Chuck McWagon comes out on top, and he pulls out some scissors, and he goes to town, shearing Punching Stone's mustache. It says he will never be the same. And he takes a clip, and he clips off the little curled part on one side, and he puts it in a little baggie as a little memento, and he puts it in his back pocket, and he tips his cowboy hat. He says, "Looks like this town isn't big enough for the both of us, partner." And he walks out of the ring, assless chaps and all. In the end, to a great rivalry as he heads off into the sunset, a winner. And Ashante the Adonis says, "That was one hell of a fight, was it not?" And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we agree with that." And they start showering him with money and ones, and he collects the cash, and it's 12,500 big ones. And he only loses one fan, and that fan was Dr. Punching Stone, because he didn't like that Ashante the Adonis liked that match, in which he took a horrible loss. And then in the TLC main event, this better get me at least 4.5 stars. Jimmy Uso. He knows that he is about to get into some great tag team matches, but right now he's got to focus on the man that's right across from him, and that is Uncle Howdy. Uncle Howdy is stammed up, boy. 100 stams. This is going to be tough for Jimmy to overcome, even if it is his match specialty. But here we go. Doesn't matter. Usos all day. 4 stars. We take that. And another rivalry is complete. So that wraps up 5 rivalries. 1 rivalry grows to a level 4. The only thing that kind of sucks is my curve. My opening match was 4.5 stars, so a little bit of a miss there, but nothing too catastrophic. Great show.
Fantastic show there from 2.0 to close us out for our rundowns for WCW. 3 stars in the opener. Brutus Creed of the Creed Brothers defeats Pat McAfee in a tables match, concluding their feud. Chemical X gets a little bit of a tune-up ahead of Bash in Berlin, getting a victory over Rhea Ripley and Cora Jade. Finn Balor gets a 3-star victory over Tony D'Angelo, who continues to refuse to step into the ring with the Demon, but at some point he's going to have to face the music. Tommaso Ciampa starts a new feud with the debuting Karrion Kross, getting the victory. 2 stars in the main event. It's a Iron Man draw as Johnny Gargano and Julius Creed of the Creed Brothers come to a draw to close their feud. 3 stars on that match. Call side of things, Dakota Kai calls out Liv Morgan for level 3. A-Town Down Under calls out Undertaker and Finn Balor for level 3. On 2.0, 4.5 stars in the opener. Sol Ruka closes her feud with a TLC victory over Tiffany Stratton. 4 stars, Jade Cargill wins the tables match over Blair Davenport, closing out their feud. The Friend, Bray Wyatt, defeats Axiom. 2 stars as their feud comes to a close. Feud come to a close as Chuck McWagon takes a bit of a souvenir from Dr. Punching Stone after his 1-star victory. And in the main event, Jimmy Uso gets the job done. 4 stars in that TLC match. Feud coming to a close. And then the double down works flawlessly. Braun Breaker and Triton level 4 ahead of Bash and Berlin. For Raw, Becky Lynch, like Candace said, it's back and forth right now, like that Charlotte-Sasha Banks feud of, I want to say it was like 2016, 2017, where they just kept going back and forth. Like, just insane. Yeah. Becky, your champion tonight. 3.5 stars over Sarah Kofgis and Zelina Vega. 3 stars for Baron Corbin over Eddie Thorpe in the tables match, pushing their rivalry up to level 2. Women's tag champs crowned as Meta 2 get the victory. Oh, I got to practice saying this. Timnia. I'm gonna scout or Timnia. See, I still did it wrong. Timnia. I'm gonna look in the mirror after this recording and just keep working on it. When you kept saying it, I'm like, this is easy to say, but I'm 100% gonna screw it up. 2 stars in the match, beginning a new rivalry there. Brooks Jensen hangs on to the Intercontinental title, putting Cena through a 3-star table. And in the main event, the Samoan Werewolves hang on to the Tag Team Championships over the Street Profits in a 4-star Extreme Rules match. And on the call-out side of things, Kevin Owens pushes his feud to AJ Styles to level 4 ahead of Bash in Berlin. Finally, for ECW, 2.5 stars. AOP take down the Good Brothers, but I had to double check which one. Akam gets injured for 3 weeks in the process on that new feud. Trick Williams, 2.5 stars, gets a victory over Logan Paul. Lyra Valkyria crashes the feud with a 2.5-star victory over Maxine Dupree and Fallon Henley, who's got their rivalry going now to level 3. Shinsuke Nakamura, 2.5 stars, defeats Joaquin Wilde in the main event. Duke Hudson and Stax Lorenzo get the job done in a tornado tag match. 4 stars on that match. No movement on the rivalry, but tag champs crowned there. And on the call out, Omos calls out Cruz del Toro for level 3. For our wrap-ups, Raw gets a 102 rating score with 58,000 fans. I'm looking around for the bonus. I don't see it there, so I think you get that, and then we'll have to see what it looks like in the wrap-up here. Meta 2 gets their official tag team chemistry. For WCW, a 98 rating score. We're going to get 47,000 fans and $40,000. For ECW, a 102 rating score. 58,000 fans for them as well. $18,000. Good Brothers get their chemistry. And then Cheek, a 99 rating score there.
Damn.
56,000 fans. I assume it was the curve. Bringing, like, if you flip like the main event and the opener, maybe you get more, because you definitely have the best like overall. Also, I think the lower matches hurt a lot more this year, so the 1-star match probably causes well, because I've had a couple shows do worse than I thought because I had a buried match in there.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Tough.
For Raw, gonna snag up an injury rehab 3 for the commissioner goal.
Hello.
WCW gonna get 5 challenges completed and get a trophy. We get best offense for our commissioner goal. We get the tables match for the tables matches. Then for nice. So one of our randoms is a to the moon card. We will happily take that. We get a contract negotiation 2 for a random. We will happily take that as well. Makes up for those shashas. And then for Cheek on 2.0 for his commissioner goal, going to get that increased cost to create a little chaos. Yeah. And his random is also going to be a to the moon card for stirring some pots. So these are the standings. So there you can see Canada with those 50,000 fans has jumped up into second place.
Deserved, baby.
Damn.
Got the free talent and booked the free talent. Earned those 50,000 fans, taking advantage of the opportunity. So Armando sits in first place currently, but 25,000 fans behind Armando is Canada. I am 22,000 fans behind Canada, and then Cheek is 7,000 fans behind me. And I assume Armando has used his cards because he's got a budget of $639,000. Lord knows what he's going to be doing with that. Hopefully paying it to us.
Hopefully.
And then Bash in Berlin is taking place
buddy.
in Berlin, and Cheek will kick us off with the emails to close us out here.
Ooh, all right.
Oh, no.
Ooh, isn't it about time you put me in a PLE? Let's go. These things come and go. You never seem to use me. Let's go, dude. That's perfect. That'll help his morale, too. So, great. That's awesome.
Man, those ones are hard with the cross-branded pay-per-view now. You don't get
You're
5
more limited.
Yeah. And speaking of limited, Hail Mary's hitting me up for some money. Let's see. Let's talk figures. Gosh, I really don't want to drop 22,000 on her right now, so I'm just gonna accept this and bring her in. Okay, so we'll keep her around a little bit longer. And then Triple H doing a head count. Looks like Elton isn't here this week. He left a note on his locker claiming that he needs time away from management for the next 2 weeks. You may have to adjust your plan. I'll adjust my plans by canceling his contract. Ooh, I get 74,000 refund. Let me see. Where's he at?
Andy's pissed.
Oh, yeah, because he held you up for 100K. You declined. He said one more chance, and now he's suspended.
No,
Yeah.
you left a note on the
Sorry, I
clock,
left a
Reason.
note. Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. I could use the Monies.
Yeah.
So, what's his?
Because I don't think he's going to hold you up again. He's just going to say, I'm happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just gonna leave, and I'll
And
get.
we know what this, like, some of the, I think one of you had after the suspension 2 weeks one where he was like, hey, sorry about that. And the morale went up a little bit. But with this one, we don't know if that's going to happen or not in a couple weeks.
So, and the longer I wait to release him or have him walk, the less I'll get on his contract back. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and nip it in the bud now.
Bye-bye.
Boom.
See you later, freak.
All right, so we get ready for Bash in Berlin up next. Cheek, you'll close us out first here. So, I mean, you walked through it. Second straight episode ends with you losing a talent, but this one, you know, a little more calculated in the sense of not someone in a major feud right now. Elton Prince goes away, but a nice go-home show for you on rivalries. Ended up not getting maybe the show rating expected there, but a big match for you heading into Bash in Berlin with Triton and Braun Breaker.
Yeah, it's that kind of sucks that I got penalized that much for a 4.5 star and then a 4-star main. I feel like if the match quality is that close, you shouldn't be penalized so much. But whatever. Not here to complain about it as I complain about it. Overall, though, that show crushed. We got rid of 5 rivalries, and then we had the most important one go to a level 4, which is the Braun Breaker one with Triton. That might have saved me because I needed that double down to hit, and it finally did. So we got a level 4 rivalry for the Bash in Berlin PLE. So yes, that is, spoiler alert, no surprise, going to be my one match I get to myself. So if you are interested, please, if you've been a Triton fan for years now, like we have, he is going to be in action. You can actually watch this man try to break Braun and get in the ring and just boogie. So we're going to have a great match there. I'm excited for what's ahead. I feel like I was making some good progress, and then Canada just gets gifted 50,000 fans out of nowhere, so that kind of sucks. So I got a lot of work ahead of me to do still, but I need to get some money. So like you guys said earlier, I can use my card to hire 3 athletes at half cost, which will really be a big boost for me. But that'll be the next steps as I rebuild some rivalries.
Yeah, it was a tough break there. I still think it was the 1-star match hurting more than the difference, but probably the combo of it. I know I think it was the first go-home show we did. I thought I killed it, but I had a random, like, 1-star heel versus heel match. And then my show rating, I was like, oh, I thought it'd be more than that. So I think the go-homes, maybe it's kind of a little more punishing if you have a match that doesn't rate well at all. On my side, the go home, I was kind of worried as I was going through my show because we had 3-star matches, but we did not have anything go super crazy. We had a bit of a transition phase building this month. I probably, in hindsight, should have held on to the Undertaker Tony D'Angelo feud and just continue to build those guys. I was worried about holding a level 4 for the whole month, but I think it could have really helped me on the go home show. Not that we did bad there, but it wasn't as good as the previous ones I've done. That said, I feel really good going into Bash in Berlin. I think the women's tag title feud is going to close out really strong. We got the women's championship onto Liv Morgan, which just gives her an extra 10 popularity on top of the +5 her and Raquel have with the belts going in. I also know I have a couple stipulation cards available to me, so I think I might use one of those to just try to really lock in a 5-star pay-per-view match here. Fingers crossed. We'll kind of see what their specialties are and kind of make a decision on the fly. I have no idea who I'm going to have represent me in the cross-branded matches, though. Again, we talked about a lot at Money in the Bank. I am the only brand yet to win one of those. You guys each have 1 win. Armando has 2 wins. So hopefully we can end that streak on WCW, get a much-needed win, especially with the fan count there. We've seen a big shift here. So not only do those power cards matter a lot, but you get 10,000 fans for each of those victories. It could be massive because if Armando doesn't win last month, these standings are looking a lot different too. But on different standings, Canada, you get a probably the biggest email we've seen this year. Sarcophagus comes in, cuts a couple promos, is in a couple matches, and Triple H is like, hey, 50,000 new fans. We've seen those emails before where someone's like, hey, I'm a viral sensation. This is the first time we've really seen the reward payoff has completely shifted everything. You go from being in fourth, trying to rally up, to you're now sitting second place in striking distance of first.
Yeah, it's just like I wrote it up, man. Like I was not panicking at all. I wasn't pivoting at all these last 2 weeks. This is exactly where I thought I was going to be by the end of tonight. No, obviously not. I'm surprised, and now we know that sign all the jobbers that email you, they are definitely viral sensations. And then pair that with a pretty decent go home show that we had, and we are now sitting in second place for the PLE Bash in Berlin. I really wanted to watch the tag team match, but with AJ Styles sending me that message, I didn't want to throw, just in case it's like a steel cage men's match, I didn't want to make him my men's rep and lose a bunch of stamina, anything like that. So we will have to see AJ Styles, Kevin Owens again. Just wanted to let you know I tried my best to get something else on the card there. All the fans out there just wanted to know I didn't want to see Kevin Owens again, but here we go. Here we are. I'll take my boy. Can he get his title back? Stay tuned, subscribe and find out. And yeah, with me now being in second place, I'm just gonna say I was gonna cancel my plans. I've been searching for that jobber. I was gonna cancel it and go somewhere else. But guess what? Now that we got this lead and this cushion, I'm going right back to the well, baby. Give me all the jobbers. We're searching for him again. We're telling this damn story.
Go.
Boom. Majestic. Yeah, massive shift here. Hopefully Armando never gets an opportunity like that because he does still hold that first place. And we're all chasing him, but we know it's not a one season save here that we do. So none of us have really hit that panic button yet, but we're all clearly aware that he's in first place. And this is around the time last year where AI Teddy started to trail, like kind of the last couple pay-per-views of season 1, he started trickling down and then fell off. But again, last year, part of the fall would be trophies. Trophies don't really matter other than potentially triggering the end game early if one of us gets a lot of them. So although we saw AI Teddy last year dropping fans as well and fall super far behind us, if Armando and the better AI this year can hold those fan counts, we are in a dogfight to catch him as well. So we'll see what happens at Bash of Berlin, what match types we have for those cross-branded matches, what power card we've got for those cross-branded matches, and see who can come out on top. Get subscribed if you are not, for not only the MyGM content, but the Universe Mode content. I don't know the timing of how some things are going to drop, but the boys know we've been talking about it. Our first episode of Universe Mode is getting recorded pretty quick after we record this, so it's either already started or it's about to start. So much good stuff on this channel. No reason not be dialed in. Until the next time, love y'all, appreciate y'all. Toodles.